Cloud danced at words, let a few bodyguards' body all a shock immediately, then see their bottom of the eye desolation is replaced by a fierce hatred. Miss Yun, please promise us that when the day comes, please take us with you. Maybe our strength is not strong, but we dare to give our life. We must also save our family and avenge our dead brothers. Yes, Miss Yun, please take us with you. Please add me one. Several bodyguards asked with determination. For such a request, Cloud Dance will not refuse. Good. In the future, its opponent will not only be your Cloud Dance, but also all human beings. Murong family, Ouyang family, 2 families, 2 cities. All of these should be included in the head of the 10,000 Beast Gate, which makes Yunwu look for the natural elements to destroy the 10,000 Beast Gate and deepen her perseverance. When she prayed for those, it was the time when the Gate of Beasts was destroyed. After leaving Water City, Cloud Dance, several people did not return to the Imperial City, but directly went to the border of the King Warrior College. Since returning to the human world, Yunwu seems to have been on the road continuously, almost without stopping. Another day. When night came, several people finally arrived at the college. However, Cloud Dance didn't let Long Qingxie. They followed her into the college. For them, the boundary of inner college is really just a small hindrance. However, when they return to college this time, Yunwu doesn't want to make a fuss. She just wanted to find the map quietly and set off immediately. Among the 5 natural elements, she has found 4, and now she is only short of the last one, the flower of wood. Quiet night sky. After entering the inner college, a figure is like a ghost, familiar and fast, drifting towards the library of the college. Originally, I thought that all these would be carried out in silence. But I don't know. As soon as she entered the college, she disturbed someone in the training tower. Open the stone gate of the library. The light suddenly lit up in the stone room. Friend, are you back? Long time, no see. A rather pleasant voice came from the inner room. I saw. The door opened. A handsome young man came out. Pity Ahuan. By the way, how did she forget that this Pity Ahuan was the night owl in charge of the library? You. However, without waiting for Yunwu to open his mouth, he saw another figure coming out behind Lion Awen. Old Tower? Back! How come you always sneak in this big night when you come back? The voice was kind and calm, but that pair of deep and unpredictable eyes, but a Cloud Dance body. Soon, a look of surprise flashed through his eyes. Emperor Wu? The speed of your breakthrough is amazing. Yunwu frowned slightly. Even though her strength exceeds that of Emperor Wu, she still can't see through the strength of the old pagoda. Therefore, his strength is still higher than her. What is the origin of this old man? However, Cloud Dance is not the time to think about these problems. Mr. T.A., I really need your help when I come back this time. It's better to ask the elder directly. What's the matter? I'm looking for a map to get into the entrance to the boundary of Mudu. Yunwu says it directly. The boundary of the Wood Capitals? After thinking for a while, he looked up at Yunwu and said, Are you sure you want to go there? Well, I have to go. Tower Old looking at Cloud Dance good half ring. Don't know what to think, finally, or sigh. Some things are really doomed. Even if how to stop them, the gear of fate will still alas. After muttering, he sighed again. Pity, Huan, find out the map of the boundary of Mudu. The old tower spoke. Pity Huan, but frowned. This Cloud Dance back to find the map? But in the end, he walked into the inner room. Half a ring. Then he came out with a piece of leather map. This is the map of the boundary of Mudu. Remember to be more careful this time. When the old tower handed the map to Yunwu, he asked in a low voice. Yunwu put the map away and nodded. Thank you, Elder. I'll pay attention. It's getting late, so I'll go first. Cloud Dance does not delay time, ready to turn away. Pity Ahuan, but hurriedly called a sentence. Hello, you go now? What else? You haven't finished the last story? Cloud Dance along. Immediately think of at the beginning in order to exchange advanced martial arts and do business with him to tell a story. How long has he been thinking about it? Cloud Dance for a time. I really don't know whether to cry or smile. However, it is undeniable that the original time, in fact, still let her miss. After saying goodbye to the old pagoda, Yunwu, several people rushed to the capital of Wood World according to the map route. Although I'm not sure if the flower of Rattan is in the capital of the Wood World, I think I've got the news that I've gone to the capital of the Wood World. Xiaowu, I've been on the road for such a long time. Let's find a place to have a rest first. Shengguan looked at a simple road not far ahead. This road, seen from the map, is the only way to the capital of the Wood World. This inn is the only place to rest. If you have a rest here, you will have a good rest. Cloud Dance micro jaw head. Then have a rest. These days have been on the road, but also a little tired. Several people behind nodded in agreement and went to the inn together. A thatched cottage. Behind is a row of neat rooms. Whether it is stop and go or accommodation people, whenever passing here will stop to rest. Little 2, good wine and good food. Shengguan yelled at Shower. The cry attracted many people's eyes. Yunwu glanced at Shengguan, indicating that he should keep a low profile. After the food and wine came up, Yunwu began to eat first. She ate very fast, but she did not lose her elegance. Her manner also had the feeling of arrogance and coldness. Dragon Qingxia looks at the cloud dance. The radiant of the corner of the mouth is rising bigger and bigger. This little thing, even eating, makes it hard for him to look away. Watch your eyes again. Cloud Dance glanced at him and said something helplessly. I thought you didn't know someone was watching you. The dragon leans evil ruffian to smile. Do you want to know how I deal with such people? Cloud Dance micro lift eyes with a lazy smile. Yes. Long Qingxia dotes on a smile, puts down the chopsticks in his hand, and looks at her lesson seriously. Cloud Dance looked at him, the hands of purple fighting out, a pair of chopsticks into a phantom, flying out in an instant. Ah! 2 screams followed. Sitting in the corner of the 2 people covering their chest, the pain fell to the ground. The chest is also inserted with a chopstick. Blood is spilling along the chopsticks. Suddenly, because of this moment, the atmosphere of the hole became a little strange. Many people have long swords in their hands, ready to go, and others have a sense of killing. Yo, how can these chopsticks hurt people out of thin air? A woman with sexy clothes, long hair, and extremely coquettish came out in time before things got out of hand. Because of her arrival, all the people were restrained, and the atmosphere of the inn returned to normal again. Cloud Dance looks at that coquettish woman, indifference of Mao Sun, tiny cool. This woman, there's a way. Just now, those 2 people were the running dogs of the Beast Gate, and a small part of them should be related to the Beast Gate, so when they saw that the people of the Beast Gate were injured, they wanted to fight. And those people, because of the appearance of this woman, stopped. The woman intentionally or unintentionally glanced at Yunwu, showing a smile that she didn't know what to do. Then she looked at the 2 disabled by Yunwu chopsticks and said with a charming smile, "Throw it out, don't dirty my inn. Throw it out?" The cloud dances the vermilion lips to stir up the arc, which is not easy to detect. Dares to defiantly challenge 10,000 Beast Gate is a woman who can cause the gaze. When the woman's words fell, several people who looked like shop assistants came over and dragged them out directly. Their actions were extremely rude. They screamed and fell all the way and disappeared at the door. It's settled. Please continue to eat. Don't affect the elegance of the meal. The woman angrily smiles, and her manner is graceful and charming. After everyone continued to eat, the woman took a look at Yunwu and walked over with a charming smile. Her steps were enchanting and noble. Yunwu glanced at the woman, who was also looking at her. But in the twinkling of an eye, the woman's eyes fell on Qi Yi's, as if they had known each other for a long time. Do you think the food in our restaurant is good? The woman sat down in Yunwu and asked with a smile. Cloud danced slightly jaw-head. Not bad. The woman a smile. Then looked to pray for the night. Old friends meet. Also don't say hello. Pray Night even did not look at her one eye, self-catering to eat. The woman seems to know the nature of praying for the night very well, and her attitude of ignoring her is not embarrassed. On the contrary, her smile is stronger. Are they all your friends? Everyone seems to be very capable. Wen Yin, praying for the cold night, raised his eyes slightly. It's none of your business. The woman chuckled, then looked at Yunwu. I still like you. You have a deep hatred with them. You don't know how to handle them. They, of course, are the beast men who were almost killed by her. There is no deep hatred. Yunwu took a sip from her teacup. Deep hatred is not enough. It's just some enmity. If enmity is also deep hatred, she agrees with this statement. The woman's mysterious smile, and then also took a cup of tea and drank. In this case, I look forward to when we need to meet. After that, the woman turned and left. Who is she? Cloud Dance looks at that woman, always feel not simple. Praying for the night, he stopped to eat and raised his eyelids. The owner of the inn, the eldest daughter of Shunmin family. Once the eldest daughter, Cloud Dance a smile. It seems that there should be an explosive bag between them. But anyway, I live here tonight. Deep in the night, the moon is bright and the stars are sparse. Insects are rustling. Under the bright moonlight, a cloud is pressing down to cover the bright night. The inn, deep into the night, is very quiet. Dong dong. There were some unusual noises outside the inn. Yunwu is lying on the bed and suddenly raises her eyes. She's just nourishing her spirit. She hasn't been sleeping. Now this strange sound is coming into her ears, which is very clear. A slight aroma passed by, and the figure on the bed was gone. Yunwu stood in front of the window and looked out of the inn. A quick shadow passed by her eyes and disappeared outside the inn. Although it was only a moment, she caught it, and the man, it seems, was injured. Just as she was thinking, 3 black-robed people suddenly glanced over her eyes, followed by the figure that had just disappeared. It's from the Beast Gate. They're after the man? Suddenly, the airflow in the room is tight, and the whole room has no abnormality except the curtains, which are still shaking with the wind. In such a big forest, birds and insects are constantly singing, leaves are rustling, and the sound of branches being broken is spreading, followed by the strong suppression of killing intention. Give it up! The black-robed man stood in front of a man in a fierce voice. The man on the other side was white-haired, white-bearded, tired, and in a state of tatters. The bloodstain was clearly visible. There were many wounds on his body. He looked about 60 years old. After chasing the old man for such a long time, you are not tired. The old man is tired. The old man with white beard looked tight. Suddenly, a bright dagger appeared in his hand. He was surrounded by fighting spirit and stabbed at his chest. Pop, the sound of the dagger being interrupted. It's easy to die. I'll give you something to enjoy. The voice of the man in black was a little colder. What are you talking about all the way? The old man doesn't understand what you're talking about. The Cloud Dance hiding in the night heard the old man's words, and a sneer passed quietly. I don't know what was chasing and running. You know you can't run away and kill yourself? Search. The man in black in the middle waved his hand, and the 2 men in black on both sides instantly shot at the old man with white beard. The old man with white beard was seriously injured. He didn't even have the strength to run. He didn't have the strength to deal with the 2 people whose strength was above Wuzuan. He just didn't do it, so he was caught. 2 black-robed men searched the old man for a long time and found nothing but a few pills. The black-robed man handed the pill to the leader. The leader squeezed the palm of his hand and threw the pill away in anger. It was obvious that the pill was not what they wanted. Mu Sheng, what's the advantage of the capital of the wood world for you? You don't want to die for them. Tell me where it is, whatever you want. The old man doesn't know what you're talking about. Cloud Dance and eyes gathering. The capital of wood world? Is that old man from the capital of wood? Looking at the old man, her eyes were so deep that she couldn't see the color. It seemed that he was determined not to hand over what the Beast Gate wanted. And the people of the Beast Gate will either kill him or take him back to the Beast Gate. But no matter what the possibility is, it's just a matter of dying sooner or later for him. Take him back to me. The man in black roared in complete anger. Just 1 second before the man in black was about to touch the old man with white beard, a powerful force came down from the sky, and the irresistible black flame attacked and stained the surrounding. The sudden strength made the man in black take back his hand and step back. Boom! The black-robed man who took the lead looked at the Cloud Dance, and the burning anger in his eyes had not yet subsided. Under the dark clouds, you can't see your fingers. You can't see each other's face, and you can only judge each other's strength by breath. The black-robed people can't measure the strength of Cloud Dance, so they are more cautious. I'll take this man. She dropped her eyes to see Mu Sheng. Then she picked her eyebrows to see the man in black robe. The momentum of the black flame, sword in her hand, didn't fade at all. She had strength when she looked at it. Who do you want from the Beast Gate? I dare to accept the people that Yama wants. There is Seed. The black-robed man glared and waved his hand. Two black-robed men attacked again. The light of the black flame broadsword ignited the night in an instant, and the power of Emperor Wu rose. The whole forest changed color in an instant. The remnant leaves were flying in the air, and the remnant branches were flying in the air. They all gathered together and turned into a sharp blade that could not be stopped. With the wave of the black flame broadsword, the remnant branches and leaves took advantage of the power and went straight to the black-robed man. The remnant leaves were scattered in all directions, just like a blade. Each remnant leaf was stained with the power of Emperor Wu, and instantly beat the two black-robed men away. Can he be mine? Yunwu put away the black flame dagger to deal with them. It's a bit overqualified to use the black flame dagger. Who on earth are you? You can go away. What they want must be very important. If they don't die, go back and pass a message to Shangwen's Hong. More people will come after him. Then she will be able to be a good friend. The man in black looked at Yunwu warily. Some of them didn't believe her, so they let them go. With her strength, it's easy to kill them. You think you've had enough? Cloud Dance sneer, just like a mandala in full bloom in the dark. The man in black snorted coldly, and a shiver disappeared in the night sky. The dark clouds receded, and the pale moonlight reappeared. Thank you, little girl. Mu Sheng reluctantly stood up and said, poof. A mouthful of blood splashed on the ground, and the spots bloomed in the moonlight. Cloud danced in the middle of the air in the hand, also holding a magic grass. See, immediately magic grass handed Whitebeard. Whitebeard pushed and shook his head. It's a miracle that the old man can live up to now. Don't waste such a good thing. After being tormented by the Beast Gate for a long time, his spiritual power was almost exhausted. He was already an empty shell. No matter how many good things he had, he couldn't make up for what he had lost. Cloud Dance put in the air of hand-stiff moment. Little girl, I'll give this thing to you. I'll give it to the little lord for you. Only he can protect the capital of the wood world. It must be do help me. The old man with Whitebeard's eyes were congested, and he couldn't do it. Wait, where is he? Cloud Dance grabs Whitebeard's clothes and asks anxiously. It's not a big deal to help him. It's a big deal where the man is. Bye-bye 10,000 poof. The old man with Whitebeard had blood flying from his mouth. His long beard was stained with blood, and his eyes were always calm. Cloud Dance Willow, eyebrow tight. This just found Whitebeard body already dead. Don't know to rely on what thing just barely to now. The body is dead. Eat magic grass is also a waste. She looked at the small brocade box handed to her by the old man in her hand. It was only a quarter of the size of the palm of her hand. What was it that made the Beast Gate chase him so hard? And he just said, little lord, no name, no surname, where to find her. All of a sudden, she found that she really had a good job. Anyway, she wanted to go to the capital of the wood world, so she found the young master by the way. If she couldn't find him, she couldn't help it. Well, it's not sure whose it belongs to in the end. In the distance, the magnetic voice is like the wind passing by. The smile of evil spirit is the most beautiful voice in the world. Dragon Qingxie comes slowly in white clothes. It's so lazy and charming. Yunwu stood up, looked at the dragon, put the wooden box in his arms, looked tired, and then waved to him to come quickly. The evil figure of Dragon Qing came to her and looked at her bewitchingly. She said, touch, sleep, and be satisfied. Cloud Dance White He One Eye, squat down. Dragon Qing Evil Sword Eyebrow a Yang. Poor also happily squat down. Cloud Dance Mouth opened a similar strange smile, rubbed up his back, fell on his neck, found a comfortable position. Go straight, go until I wake up. Smell speech. Dragon Qing Evil Spine is stiff. Enchanting Golden Eyes a helpless flit. So thoughtful service, so use it's a waste. No waste, I use it sooner or later. Say it again. I'm tired. I won't say it. If you don't say it, I'll throw you away. I'll leave you if I say it. Next to the stream with catkins hanging upside down, two figures stand upside down on the surface of the sparkling lake, with the fragrance of flowers blowing by, causing ripples on the surface of the lake. The two figures dangerously swayed back and forth, but they were still closely connected and did not separate. In the middle of the night, there are only two even breaths left in the silent surroundings. Sa. The noise of the leaves broke the quiet environment. Long Qingxie opens his eyes and looks at the little things in his arms. His thin lips evoke the radiance of evil. Do you hear me? Under the provocative fragrance of flowers, the person in his arms closed his eyes and said a word. Long Qingxie's golden eyes sank slightly and brushed her hair in front of her forehead. She said in a soft voice, "Have a good rest." Suddenly, the white figure, like a white fog, disappeared in place. Then, more rapid changes constantly linger, vaguely still with a few sound. "Give me what the old man gave you." The speaker's voice was a little painful, and his breath was a little short. Looking around, all the 5 men in black fell to the ground. "Now this is the only one left. I haven't seen anything." Long Qingxie's eyes drooped and played with the hair in his hand. His voice was flat. What he said was the truth, and he didn't see anything. "Then why are you shooting at us?" "It's not a guilty conscience." The dragon tilts evil gold mouth to slightly lift. The facial expression passes a silk of danger. "Because you disturb my clear dream. Because you disturb my woman's dream." The black-robed man's body was stunned. He saw the danger in his eyes clearly. His eyes glanced at a place in the distance. There was no abnormality. The black-robed man's face changed slightly. Then he looked at the dragon, surrounded by the black breath in his palm, and suddenly attacked the dragon. Under the moonlight, the black figure hid in the air, but in the next second, it seemed to be impacted, straight back, disappeared under the moon. All of a sudden, a slight change came from behind. At the moment when Dragon Qingxie looks back, a black ghost figure passes in front of him, attacking the figure lying leisurely in the distance. That blow, with the potential of a landslide, is absolutely enough to break into pieces. 10 meters, 5 meters, 3 meters, 1 meter under the fierce palm wind, the green silk shakes violently, and some sharp points sweep across the face. Just half a meter away from the heart, the bony palm suddenly stops, and an ape separates them. The black-robed man's rigid 1 second, the body's uncontrolled retrogression. The sound of trees breaking, the sound of stones breaking, the sound of bones cracking, and then the sound of screams. Cloud danced micro open eyes, looking at the dragon standing beside the evil. "Yi Wei, come slowly." But she mentioned half of her heart, and almost did it. Dragon Qing, evil thin, lips a hook, in the moonlight showing a gentle radiance. Wei Fuin, nothing to worry about. He has already found out the existence of that person. He didn't see it even if he didn't intend to appear. If he had to appear, maybe he could consider letting him take a breath. But now his life is up to tonight. Cloud danced languidly again, closed his eyes. Back to him, narcissistic. But the corner of her mouth could not escape his eyes. The smile was more intoxicating than ever, just like a dream. In the distance, the black figure has been staggering up, ragged robes, countless skin scars, unbearable. Looking at the figure slowly coming in the night, step by step, it looks like a god. It behaves like a demon, but its breath is like death. In the early days of Wuzong, his strength was already on the top of the 10,000 beast gate, but he was beaten black and blue by the blow he hadn't made yet. How deep was his strength? In other words, these people who were once played with applause are now opponents that cannot be ignored? Are you here to ask for something, too? Long Qingxie looks at the person opposite and fades into the quiet channel. The black-robed man's eyes narrowed, and the old man gave it to the woman. "Where are the things?" "Here it is." A crisp and lazy voice came from behind, and then something was thrown over. The man in black wanted to grab it. After a step, the thing had been taken by Long Qingxie as if nothing had happened. "Bring me the things." Black-robed person can't this one stare, low deep roar way. "Do you still have the right to ask me for something?" Long Qingxia smiles and plays with the brocade box in his hand lazily. The man in black had no reply. You two have always been the targets of the beast sect. Hand over the brocade box. Maybe I can spare your life next time. They all know the strength of the beast gate. There is a great chance that they will be forced to die. They must be moved by a card in their hands. He thinks so. It's in my heart of fear. The dragon was smiling and playing with the brocade box. The next second, a bright dagger suddenly appeared with cold silver, which made people shudder. So, will I give you that chance? At the end of the speech, the black-robed man's eyes suddenly glared. His white eyes were filled with scarlet blood, and his eyes were full of disbelief. You. Bang! When he fell to the ground, the man in black robe held the dagger on his chest, and his eyes didn't react. Dragon Qing, evil thin lips slightly pursed, cool thin smile, turned to Cloud Dance. The only way to hurt his woman is to die. It's not good to have that idea. Little thing, all the problems have been solved. With a smile, Long Qingxia lay down along the Cloud Dance and fished her into his arms. Why kill him? It's bloody. Cloud Dance glances at him with a trace of complaint, but there is no trace of complaint in his eyes. There is only thin cool. He wanted to kill you, I killed him fair? Long Qingxia's golden eyes narrowed in a radiant, enchanting, as if they were teasing people in his arms. Cloud Dance, white he one eye, move away to look at his eyes, push him to stand up, solve him to be equal to solve a lot of trouble. Also can. She's saying he's trying to solve the problem. Of course, she knows very well that he is not a person who is afraid of trouble, and the more reason is the one he said, but she can't think so. That guy is a disaster. At a glance, he can't get away from the disaster until the end of the world. Looking at her back, Long Qingxia shakes his head helplessly, killing someone just to solve the future trouble. Little thing, where you are, there is always trouble for your husband. How can you care about this one? Of course, he also knew that this little thing was right and wrong. Why did he stay with him for so long? Or was he so cold? It seems that he needs a good training. In the distance, the sky is gray, and a remnant of rosy clouds rises slowly. The noisy night is now completely quiet, leaving only the sound of birds cheering and the breeze blowing with the fragrance of flowers. After the morning, Yunwu left the inn and went to the capital of Wood. Before leaving, the charming landlady wanted to give Yunwu a whistle, but he was rejected by Qi Yi's. He also saw that the woman had some problems with Qi Yi's, but he left without asking more questions. Intuition told her that they would see each other again in the future. After leaving the inn, Jean Ling arrived at the capital of the Wood World for almost 3 hours, and it was already noon when he arrived at the edge of the capital of the Wood World. This should be it. In the distance, there are many peaks, towering green trees, and the smell of wood is fresh. It is absolutely a place with fresh air and comfortable travel. The world of Wood, one of the words behind, is smashed by something. I can't see it clearly. It seems that it should be a word. Meng Bai looks at the stone tablet not far away, some depressed way. The stone tablet in the distance, emitting the color of trees, looks like it should be a spiritual stone, but the bottom word is dented by something, so it's hard to see clearly. Cloud Dance slightly frown. How to say is also a big family. The facade is smashed. Is it a bit too strange? Go in and have a look. Citillon also felt strange. Cloud Dance slightly jaw head. Mind again emerge another doubt. The dragon tribe has a border, and there are special people to guard it. There is only one border. The Phoenix tribe is surrounded by the Red Flame Desert, which is an excellent defense. Why is there no defense or protection for the capital of the Wood Kingdom? Is it too rampant or something else? Walking on the way to the capital of the Wood World, she looks at a crack somewhere for a long time. Her indifferent star eyes hide doubts. Why are there traces of fighting here? After entering the capital of Wood World, the scene in front of us surprised everyone. 100 trees withered, green grass withered, should have fresh breath, but mixed with a muddy suffocation taste, there is no vitality around, like a dead city. Entering the capital of the Wood World, the scene before them is the same as they imagined. There are chaos everywhere, collapsed houses, dried up blood, and the mess of fighting. You can see it everywhere, and you can't smell a living breath. If you continue to walk in, the underground in the distance has collapsed like an abyss, and the capital of the wooden world has been transformed into an abyss. What kind of terrorist force can make such a big depression? Xiaowu, it seems that someone came one step earlier than us. Shengguan looks at the distance. His eyes are dim. In the distance, the corpses were like mountains, piled up into stalls. It seems that they were moved after death. It should be them. Sidolan has a point. She knew that he was talking about the Gate of Beasts, but why did the Gate of Beasts destroy this place like this? Is it for the box in her hand? What's in that brocade box? The old man said that he asked her to give things to the little master. It seems that he escaped here, and the little master is still missing. Someone? The dragon falls to the evil and sinks into the voice. The next second, a gust of wind swept in place. Several people have hidden up. Lord, I've searched all over, but I haven't found it. Waste. Yes, then we. Keep looking, and I'll find it when I dig 3 feet. Yes, it's Shangguan calendar. The cloud dances, the pupil mouth, tiny am I. Return is really the enemy road narrow. It's only one night since he left the Phoenix clan. Even though he was expelled a little earlier, she just stopped at the inn for one night, and he took people to destroy the capital of the wood world. It's really fast. Besides this brocade box, what else is he looking for? Shangguan's scarlet eyes and the breath under his black robe were even more strange and dark. He seemed extremely angry. Also is destroyed the entire wood boundary capital, has not found the thing which wants, is not angry really, is not the human. Suddenly, Shangguanli turned and left. Pa! A clear voice echoed in the dead space. Shangguanli stops when he hears the sound and suddenly looks back at the source of the sound. When he looks at the primary Taoist cloud dance, the anger in his eyes is instantly suppressed and replaced by the extremely cold Senhan. Cloud Dance looked at Shangguanli, has found them. Microsai originally just want to do a soy sauce, secretly leave. Now good. Looking down at the upper officer, a white bone had been broken by him. It seemed that it was an arm bone, a woman's arm. Yunwu gets up and gives Shangguan a big bang. This guy Shangguan's innocent Chaoyan dance shrugs, retreats 2 steps, and the white bone, which is divided into 2, shows up in front of several people. They all have an idea at the same time. This bone is too fragile, meets so soon. Shangguanli figure suddenly appeared in front of several people. Voice deep anger way. Cloud Dance looked at Shangguan calendar. What's the matter? You don't have to talk about the past, do you? Smell speech. Shangguan calendar corner of the mouth emerge a touch of gloomy smile. Since all appeared, don't hurry here. Suddenly, more than a touch of darkness, strong black wind hit. Cloud side to hide, perfect to avoid a blow. This hide let Shangguanli heart clapping for a while. She unexpectedly broke through Emperor Wu. Never leave it. Kill them. At the command, the black-robed people who just appeared swarmed in, and they were fierce. Nanganji, Sitalan, Mengbai, Shangguan, Kai's deal with those black-robed people, while Yunwu and Longqingxi deal with Shangguanli. Fierce Lingbo constantly around. The sound of sword collision is endless, like a fairy method, curling around. Killing will instantly die the capital of abandoned wood world. Suddenly, the cloud dancing dragon suddenly stops. The figure of Shangguanli has disappeared in front of us. The speed has not yet been captured by them. Wow! The sound of a shallow tearing of the air rattled on their backs. In the moment of looking back, the black phantom is close at hand. The next second, the dragon Qingxia Pei attacked, blocked the attack, but was shocked by the strong force for several meters, and then hit the stone peak, which stopped. At that moment, Cloud Dance drew up a fire dragon and circled it to attack Shangguanli. Bang! Shangguanli couldn't fight back. He took the next blow, and the whole chest was eroded by the fire dragon. The fire dragon actually penetrated his body directly. And Cloud Dance, mouth slowly out of a touch of blood, can't stop, face also with pale. That fire dragon received damage. Is her body received damage? That blow, Shangguanli hurt, she also hurt. Just when they were in a stalemate, 6 different positions and 6 figures came at the same time. The breath suddenly whirled between them. It was protection for her and death for him. Yunwu wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and looked at Shangguan with a coquettish and bloodthirsty sneer. "It's over." Shangguanli glanced at 6 directions. His eyes were full of blood and terror, but he didn't want to resist. Instead, he seemed to bear the next attack, the next 6 people attack. He looked at Shangguan with sharp eyes. It was his son. Now Shangguan's mouth was tight, and his strength did not decrease at all. For him, the 6 men's strike was seriously injured. If he escaped, it would be 7 people's life. He can't betray or allow it. Bang, bang. With a loud noise, it shocked 100 miles around. Dust was flying into the clouds. Hurricanes were raging all the way. Everywhere they went, there were landslides, rocks, and the earth was shaking. This loud noise has attracted the people of the 10,000 beast sect who are coming to support. Now, the cloud danced toward the dragon to pour evil to shout. In the distance, Long Qingxia narrowed his eyes and read something in his mouth. Suddenly, a huge cylindrical transmission array suddenly appeared. At that moment, everyone jumped into the transmission array without hesitation. At that moment, the people of the Beast sect had rushed to the capital of the Wood World. "Vice Lord, we'll see you later." Cloud Dance helps Long Qingxia and tears out a sneer, although the smile is forced. Just now, her purpose was to send her strength into the muscles of Shangguanli. If he used the cultivation power, his muscles would burst. But she was also hit by Shangguanli's powerful blow. Now her chest is still aching, and Dragon Qing Evil is to help her fight for that second cannot respond to the time. So with the heart has the spirit, do not need words. Suddenly, a shadow stood in the cloud, overlooking them in the border. The cloud dances. The eye ground passes a silk surprised. Go up official grave? There was a trace of surprise in everyone's plain eyes. Even if I haven't seen him praying for the night, Nangong, Yi, Sidulan, and Meng Bai are all surprised. What's the matter with the breath of death that kills all life? Baijian's sky was suddenly attacked by the smell of darkness. Everyone fell into darkness in front of their eyes. All of a sudden, it was so quiet that only the heartbeat could be heard. Papa! The teleport array seems to have been cut off by something and is disappearing. The fierce power came. All the people's heads roared. They closed their eyes slowly and fell into the endless darkness. Under the dark erosion, we can see that the figures are separated rapidly by the broken transmission array, and the aimless distance is getting farther and farther. Let's make the best of ourselves. Hot, it's very hot. It's so hot that you can almost smell the burning of your skin. What is this place? Why is it so hot? Rolling on the rocks, a purple figure curled powerlessly on the ground. Cold lips arc micro-motion, muttering constantly, repeating a word. Hot. Her nose moved, clearly smelled the smell of barbecue. And her hair suddenly stood up, cold sweat DC. Roasted. A big drink rang out. Purple figure suddenly bounced up. She glanced up, down, left and right, only to find that it was an illusion. When she saw the rolling rocks under her body, she suddenly became alert. All this was not an illusion. Looking around for a week, this is a mountain, a flame mountain, a burning flame. Rising heat wave. Looking around, there is no trace of vitality of the bare flame mountain. Is this a volcano? She stepped forward, but before she stepped out, she fell to the ground with a staggering thump. The strong, dry feeling of her body made her unable to resist the heat beyond her body. She felt that the water in her body was constantly losing, and her skin was cracked due to lack of water. What's the matter with the flame mountain? It's not burning, it's just drying? What to do? Cloud Dance raises eyes to look like all around. There is no place to avoid, but where there is shade, there are flames and heat waves burning. A layer of skin on the arm is dried up and began to open like a piece of scales constantly upward and finally fell on the rock and disappeared. If it goes on like this, it will become a mummy. All of a sudden, her star eyes slightly lifted and the tip of her nose carefully sniffed the taste of the heat wave. Barbecue, barbecue. The smell of barbecue, just now, is not an illusion. She forced up her body, but fell down again because of the pain from her chest. She tried to summon Jin Ling, but because of the injury, she couldn't convey her mind to her. He carefully sniffed the source of the barbecue flavor, locked the direction in front, exhausted his last strength. The wood element sword, and a long wooden rattan with no head crossed the igneous rock. She tied the rattan to her waist and said, "Close up." The rattan quickly shrinks and disappears, and the purple figure disappears in a moment. It's so hot that I can't feel it. It's like my skin has died of thirst, but I can still feel the pain of my clothes being worn and my back being scratched. No matter what the wood element is dragging, she carefully inspects the source of barbecue flavor around. Suddenly, she fixed her eyes on a stone cave. "There's a cave. Take it." The wood element disappears with the sound. Cloud Dance lies on the rock. The vision is a little fuzzy, hazy. It seems to find that there is no burning flame and rolling heat wave in the cave. That's it. Cloud Dance closes Star's eyes slightly, uses all strength in this final gambling. This wipes the strength to use, either dies or lives. It's up to fate. All the strength bet on this note. The figure turned into a mist and instantly reached the cave. Kula was her first feeling after she entered the cave. After feeling the humidity and coolness in the cave, the skin becomes much more comfortable, the soul that is close to collapse seems to be satisfied, and the body functions recover most of the time. Yunwoo sits with her knees crossed. Now Longqingxi's whereabouts are unknown. She doesn't know where she is. It's really tricky. If the remnant array scattered them to every corner, it's really a capital failure. I hope they can all be the same as her and have no life in danger. Surrounded by purple fighting spirit and assisted by magic power, she began to heal. As long as she was well hurt, she could go out. Only when she went out could she find them. The magma field near the Shunmin family. The endless flame slurry, with the heat of melting ancient artifacts, is eroding. In the magma, a white figure floats in it. The white robe is stained by the magma, and the body seems to have been eroded by the flame magma. At this time, during the War of the Divine World in ancient times, the residual strength of the divine summoner formed a magma field, which went directly to the bottom of the Earth's surface and never disappeared for 1,000 years. Through the gap, Long Qingxia looks at the pale light, and his thin lips smile. He was relieved that the little thing was okay. He had no resistance to the magma. His body was eroded by the magma and was constantly broken. He was not sure whether he would leave forever in the next second. The body became more and more transparent, almost integrated with the magma, leaving only the golden eyes still shining. Little thing, if you don't have a husband, you must live well, even if it's to find me. Somewhere isolated from the world, the ancient forest has a bleak roar, a dark atmosphere, and a sense of killing everywhere. If you are not careful, you will be swallowed by wild animals. In the dark forest, Nanganji, wearing white gauze, is very cautious. The warcraft here is different from the ordinary warcraft. It seems that there is only killing, almost crazy killing, and its strength is much higher than the ordinary 8th level warcraft, and its form is unheard of. Shua! A tiny shadow passed him quickly. Hiss! Nangong, he took a breath, and his chest was already red. A hole as thick as chopsticks has appeared in his chest. It was just caused by the little things below. He is so cautious, but he still has no way to defend. This is warcraft in the ancient forest. Endless forests, like virgin forests, don't know when to see the light again. The flaming mountain is full of fire, and the crackling sparks are ringing. Oh! The terrifying roar made Yunwoo open her eyes. What came into view was a little thing as big as a fist. The cloud danced in a daze. The little thing before the meeting was all red, like a flame. If you look carefully, you will find that it is like a person's participation. It's just that the four are too short. If you don't look at them carefully, you think they are small turnips with small facial features. They look very cute. Yunwoo immediately wanted to reach out and touch her. But before she reached out her hand, there was a little radish in front of her. Roar! A roar, which could almost shake the world, came from the small mouth of the beast with a strong energy wave. Cloud dance in the heart a startle. Immediately Luck purple fighting spirit will body wrap, and stretched out his hand to cover the ear. This just resisted this beast roar. I can't see that you are so small and have such a big voice. Cloud dance stares at small turnip to say, "Who are you? How dare you compete with me?" The little turnip moved again. This time, however, the sound was not the roar of an animal, but the voice of a young child. Cloud dance mouth slightly smoked. This little guy with who learned domineering, small man, listen to the voice also, no must not be what adult, unexpectedly in front of her to domineering style. But one thing she understood was that the little radish in front of her was the owner of the cave. Find a reason to stay. Since this thing has a way to make a cool cave in this environment, there must be a secret. In the sea of knowledge, the voice of black pride rings out. I feel that there should be a lot of good things here. Cloud dance a corner of the mouth hook, in the heart, but not from some surprised. It's hard for her to be transported to this hell place. And she even is welfare? Now, when I think about it, I find a reason for myself. I was sent here for no reason. I can't stand the heat of the volcano, so I came to you. Excuse me. Cloud dance eyes turned. Facing the radish, she suddenly became patient. It seems quite spiritual. If possible, Yunwu really wants to know more about it. Human? Radish looked at Yunwu strangely, turned around and turned his, but to Yunwu, and walked towards it. At the same time, coldly said, "The king's place never accept anyone. You'd better leave science. Otherwise don't blame the king for being rude to you." Looking at the little radish twisted little by little, Yunwu was surprised to find that the radish didn't have legs, but walked like a human. It was just that the legs were too short and cute. Cloud dance and music, originally you have legs, is a little short. A fire element attacks directly at the front door. With fierce murderous spirit, it seems that it will never die. Cloud dance body shape move, quickly to one side flash. Lift an eye then see that small turnip turn round to come, the face anger of stare at her. "How dare you, human being? Laugh at me. I want you to live like Death." Radish was so angry that he rushed to Yunwu next moment. Cloud dance corner of the mouth a hook, since there is no way to get along well. Then she does not mind and this radish to have a good time. As soon as the palm turns, a blue water element appears in the palm. To deal with this little guy, if she uses Guwu dagger, she's really worried that she won't be able to cut it, so it's better to fight with her directly with water element. Water and fire conquer each other. I like to see if your fire is more powerful or my water is more powerful. The cold voice of Cloud Dance came to Radish's ears, which made her more angry. "Human beings, I will make your life worse than death." Radish a roar, beast mouth a piece, blazing fire released. If the flame is put in other places, it must be severe. But after seeing the pure yang yin with little stink, no matter how severe the fire is, it doesn't feel severe in Yunwu's eyes. What's more, as the contract beast of Yunwu, Xiaoqiu can also be used when Xiaoqiu understands pure yang. No matter how bad it is, the fire element in Yunwu's body also goes up to a higher level. It's too small to hurt her with this kind of fire. At present, Cloud Dance a cold drink. Also don't resist. Let that flame toward oneself hit. Like a huge beast, general devour her. Radish's face was just a little better. Looking at the clouds engulfed by the tongue of fire, he said coldly, a little human dare to be mad with our king, and finally, he can't escape death." After that, he turned his head, twisted his butt, and was ready to leave. "Is that all you can do?" A cold voice came from behind. Radish trembled and turned his head in disbelief. I saw, in the burning flame, the figure of Cloud dancing slowly came out. The corner of the mouth raised a taunt arc, set off the fire behind, a publicity. "How did you do that?" Radish is waiting for his eyes to see Cloud dance. However, waiting for him is not Yunwu's answer. After Yunwu came out of the flame, on the flame behind him, the water element condensed and poured directly on the flame like a waterfall. When the fire meets with water, it makes a zzz sound, and the water vapor spreads. But in a moment, the whole cave became as misty as a fairyland. Looking at the cloud dance standing in it, Radish thought that the human was pretty good-looking. Don't think that's all you have to do. Radish heart has been timid, but the face is not weak silk. Knowing that there was no way for the fire, this time, Radish directly used a melee attack and rushed to Yunwu. Those two small arms in front of unexpectedly stretched out sharp claws as a kitten pounce on food in general roar, directly toward the cloud dance's face. Speed is extremely fast. Yunwu was surprised. He didn't expect that this guy's speed was so fast. He quickly flashed to one side. The purple fighting spirit picked up and wrapped himself up. At the same time, he quickly flashed away. Shwa shwa. Radish hit not. Attack again toward the cloud behind the pass like a wild cat in general persistent scratch. Yunwu knew that if he didn't fight for self-defense, he would not get any good results if he was scratched. However, even if there is self-defense, the result is not sure. I can't just dodge anymore, Cloud Dance says to oneself in the heart. Then he quickly turned around, turned his palm, and a black flame sword appeared in his palm. The next second, Cloud danced mercilessly. The black flame from the sky spread from the sword, like a fire dragon, toward the Radish. Radish heart surprised. The black flame let her feel the sincere danger. Quickly want to get out of the way. Who knows that the flame seems to be entangled with wisdom in all the places it has been formed a cage. Before long, Radish was trapped in the cage formed by the black flame. Radish stopped in the air, looking at the fire cage around, although did not feel the high temperature. But he knew that the temperature of the flame was controlled by the human in front of him. If he didn't obey, he would be hurt by the high temperature immediately. I didn't expect to underestimate you. Radish stares at the cloud and says in a gloomy tone. Yunwu suddenly feels that this little guy is really like a pet. It's good to keep her close to him, but thinking that he still had business to do, he put down the idea for the time being. I'll ask you a few questions, and you have to answer them truthfully. Yunwu looks at the Radish and smiles. Radish closed his mouth and didn't speak, as if he was unconvinced. Cloud Dance is not worried. No matter whether he has the meaning to answer, he directly began to ask. Radish, I ask you, are you Warcraft? What kind? Why do you look so strange? Radish essence? You Radish staring at her. Did not expect that this human so hateful even said she was a Radish? You are the Radish. Your whole family is the Radish. The king is the ginseng, the king of ginseng. How dare you, a man with short knowledge, say that I am a Radish after listening to this? Yunwu automatically filtered out the dissatisfaction in Radish's words, picked out what he wanted to know, and continued to ask. So you are ginseng. How can you look like a Radish? Then I ask you, why is the environment around here so hot? But you are so cool here? Radish side of the gas want to go up to grasp the human face while flashing eyes. She seems to be thinking about whether she wants to answer this question or not. After all, she doesn't want the human to know her secret. Although there is anger to cover up, but Cloud Dance is still very good to find the eyes of Radish. Cloud Dance can't help but say, you don't think too much. I'm just asking, after all, you can survive in this kind of place with extraordinary means. I have to look for some of my friends. I don't adapt to the outside environment. So I have to ask if you have any way. What can I do? Radish Doodlemouth said, this cave is not I do, just I accidentally found to live down. Is it? Cloud Dance looked at the Radish in front of him suspiciously. Of course, Radish eyes a stare. Don't you believe this, king? Cloud Dance smile said, you say is true or false is not important. I am not satisfied is important. Radish listened to this, immediately heart alarm. Vigilant eyes staring at the cloud, asked, what do you want? Cloud Dance mouth a hook, raised his hand to the Radish. See that sleeve long finger moved 2 times at will. That black flame instantly moved, like a fishing net, slowly close to the middle, a little bit close to the Radish. What are you doing? Radish screamed, looking at the little bit of black flame close to him, felt the threat of life for the first time. There's nothing to eat here, so I'll have to roast some ginseng. I'll just make do with it. Cloud Dance said leisurely. Hand action did not stop, still a little bit toward the radish. No, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. You can't find it anyway. It's better to eat first. If you can find it, let me go, and I'll tell you. The radish screamed. Raise an eye, but discover Cloud Dance is squinting an eye to look at her. Seem to say to her words very suspect. And the black net is still in a little bit of shrinking, just about to stick to his body. Radish quickly said, Really, I know why. You let me go, I'll take you. Cloud Dance fingers move. The black flame stopped in an instant. Radish can't help but feel relieved and look up at Yunwoo. Can you let me go? Cloud Dance mouth hook, palm turn, black flame instantly into a fire rope, a head wrapped in the radish side. As long as she move will immediately tighten. The other end is in Yunwoo's hand. You radish eyes a stare, angry looking at the cloud. It seems never been treated like this. We just met. You want to kill me? I have to do some insurance, don't you? Cloud Dance looked at Radish, said with a smile. But the smile did not reach the bottom of the eye. Said the words also, let Radish irrefutable. Yunwoo waved and said, Lead the way. Radish no way had to go in front of dejected. One person and one Radish went to the deep of the cave together. Yunwoo was not afraid of her tricks, so she followed them with integrity. Radish looked at the ferocious. In fact, the temperament is very simple, although proud, but also do not know how to play tricks. At this time to see that he was defeated in the hands of Cloud Dance, he really obediently took her to his treasure hiding place. There is a secret road in the deep of the cave which has been going underground. There are no stairs in the secret road, and it doesn't look like claws. Yunwoo touched the wall of the secret road, and his face turned black. You burn it here? Yunwoo asked the little Radish, who was leading the way. Of course. Radish was very proud. My fire is very fierce. Everything can burn. None of those Warcraft who dare to fight against me is invincible in my fire. Even human beings. Say general words suddenly stop. Small Turnip looked at Cloud Dance. Cloud Dance eyebrow a pick, a face curious appearance. Human also how? Radish mouth is shriveled. Depressed said, not how. Then obediently continued to lead the way in front. They walked along the secret road for a long time. The deeper they went, the cooler they felt. Finally, Yunwoo even felt a little cold and shivered. He quickly resisted in his body, which was better. What is in it? How can we open up such a cool place in such a hot environment and make people feel cold? Cloud Dance, more curious, cannot help but urge the Radish to go faster. Finally, the end of the secret road came, and they walked out of the secret road, only to feel that they were suddenly enlightened. This is Cloud Dance, Jinglung looking at the space in front of, surprised, speechless. Only before we met was a huge cave. In this cave, there are all kinds of things in disorder, including herbs growing near the volcano, refined pills, volcanic rocks with rich fire elements, etc. Cloud Dance can't recognize the whole for a moment. However, it can be seen that most of them are fire elements. This Radish must have collected them for a long time. Although it's rare to put it outside, it's not rare near the volcano. Cloud Dance is just shocked by the number at the beginning. When we look at everything, it is no longer as surprised as it was at the beginning. What really shocked her was that there were so many fire elements here, but the cave was still very cool. Even suppressed the fire elements. Where is this? Cloud Dance turns to ask the Radish around. I saw a Radish proud of a turn, said, my treasure hole. The Cloud dances the corner of the mouth to smoke. Of course, she could see that it was her treasure hole. She asked, why is there such a place? However, before Yunwoo asked him what he said, he saw the Radish run forward and turn left and right in the pile of things. Cloud Dance curiously stood aside to watch her movement. The black flame has long been taken back, but he is not afraid of what tricks he will play. The big deal is to catch her again. I saw the Radish turn for a long time, suddenly cheered, found it, then 2 small claws will hold a small bottle. Huan Tuo ran to Yunwoo in front. Here you are, this is it. Radish will pass the bottle in front of Cloud Dance, Awkward said. In fact, Just on the road, when Yunwu put the flame away, Radish had no such big resentment to her. After all, I can only blame myself for being inferior to others. Anyway, it's useless to keep this thing. There are several more. It's better to give her one in exchange for her freedom. Yunwu suspiciously took the small bottle from Xiaorou's hand. He shivered all over and was surprised. The small bottle is made of jade. It seems that it was made by human beings, but I don't know why it came here. You can feel the temperature when you start with good jade. The material of this small bottle is obviously superior, but when you touch it, Yunwu feels like touching a piece of ice. Cloud Dance immediately luck. This will be in the body of the cold away. This is Bing Padan. It said that it was made in extremely cold places. It can resist the heat outside. Radish's tender voice rang out and explained to Yunwu. As long as this thing is around, it will not be damaged by the volcano outside within 10 meters, even in the crater. But you have to keep one for me, or my cave will be destroyed. Yunwu looks at the proud Radish in front of her. Although she is very distressed, she still makes a generous appearance to let her take it away. She can't help but feel funny. Yunwu opened the bottle and saw 5 ice soul pills in it. After thinking about it, he took one out and took it with him. The rest of it was loaded, and the bottle was handed back. Here you are. Radish alone, surprise over, still don't believe, opened the bottle to see, immediately put down the heart. But soon he looked at Yunwu strangely. Don't you know the value of this thing? If other people are afraid of one, they will not leave it for me. Cloud Dance looked at the appearance of Radish, obviously a pair of don't understand the world. Suddenly he had patience, squatted down and looked at him, and said, Your cave can be so cold. Even if the Ming Dan medicine is put in the ground, the cave above can be cool. I must have wasted my mind. If I take one, your cave will be affected, so I will reduce the influence to the least. With that, Yunwu stood up and prepared to leave. Well, it's time for me to find the person I'm looking for. Thank you for this pill. I'll give it back to you when I have a chance to save people. Radish was stunned. Before she had finished what Yunwu said, she saw that she was going to leave. She threw the bottle back and ran to stop Yunwu. She tilted her head and said, Don't you take something with you? Now it's Cloud Dance's turn. I don't understand. What does this Radish mean? Why are you so nice to her all of a sudden? Give Dan medicine again and let oneself take thing? What she doesn't know is that Radish hasn't contacted several human beings since she was born. In her impression, human beings have always been greedy. Originally, I was ready to rob her. Even the Warcraft often wanted to rob him. But I didn't expect that Yunwu took only one pill, which was just to save her friend. She even said that she would return it to her. Suddenly, all kinds of anger and resentment were thrown aside. I just feel that the human being in front of me is very good. The simple-minded Radish doesn't want to let her go. Why should I take things with me? Cloud Dance can't laugh and cry of say. If other villains or fierce beasts were involved, she would loot them all. However, the Radish in front of her was a person who was fierce on the surface and simple in mind. All these things were collected by him. How could she rob them? Suddenly, hearing Radish ask, Yunwu begins to doubt whether he has become a good man. Don't you collect all these things? Just keep it for yourself. Cloud Dance Light said. Then he added, I've got the ice soul pill. Radish scratched her head with her paw. Although she didn't know what Yunwu thought, she always felt that she should take something with her. So he quickly said, You see, those are rare good things if you like which can be taken directly. The corner of Cloud Dance's mouth smoked. Really don't know what to say. Small Radish, a sea Cloud Dance appearance, immediately more anxious. Then suddenly thought of something like, said you wait for me, and then ran back to the pile of things, with 2 small claws everywhere, eager to find something. Cloud Dance looked at him in surprise, as if this little guy didn't let himself go without taking something from him. I remember. Radish pickpocket for a long time, did not find anything. Suddenly a pat on the head called out. Then he ran to Yunwu, where the mouth of the beast was open, and the faint red glittered in his mouth. A moment later, the Radish vomited toward the ground, and a small thing fell to the ground. Radish picked up, happily sent to Yunwu's side, pulled Yunwu clothes, motioned her to squat down. Cloud Dance a face inexplicably did, Squat down only to find that this little guy is holding a piece of red rui. My mother left it to me, and now it's for you. We don't know each other anymore. Remember to come to me when you have time. Radish will rui to Cloud Dance's hand, and then ordered a, "This is blood rui. I don't know what effect. If you find out later, remember to tell me." The appearance of Little Carrot Head is really generous and straightforward. Zuerwi Eye starts with Yunwoo's subconscious use of the Dragon Scroll to see what it is. But it is found that there is no record in the Dragon Scroll. It's really strange. It's just blood. There's no record? Yunwoo thought in his heart. But looking at the little radish on his face, he nodded and said, "I know. If you find anything, I'll tell you." Radish answered happily. They left the treasure room together and went back to the cave. Yunwoo had a rest for a while. This time, Radish finally stopped chasing people. When Yunwoo left, Radish ran to the door and watched her leave, shouting, "When you find your partner, remember to come to see me." Cloud Dance heart move. Think of Radish so long as a radish. Live in the cave, can't help but some moved. So, Cloud Dance is very rare to her seriously nodded. See this little radish, this just satisfied smile waved. Out of the cave, Yunwoo went back to the place where he had fallen to have a look. This time, with the protection of Bingpadan, the surrounding environment has no effect on her. Even standing on the top of the volcano cannot feel the heat. Yunwoo felt that the coldness released by Bingpadan completely dispelled the heat. The hotter the environment was, the more cold the Bingpadan released, and he nodded with satisfaction. I didn't expect that the radish was quite generous. Bingpadan is really a good thing. Yunwoo wandered around the top of the volcano to see if they could be found. But after looking for a circle, I found nothing. I can't help feeling dignified. It's clear that they entered the transmission array together. Even if they are wrong, they should be in the same place. Cloud Dance, some frown of mutter. If they have nothing to defend themselves, or if they are injured, can they be able to protect themselves in such a place? So think Cloud Dance can only pray in the heart. Don't have anything at the same time more seriously looking up, but still fruitless. Perhaps somewhere else? Yunwoo stood at a high place, took a look at the top of the volcano, and finally decided to go to another place to have a look. As soon as I stepped out, the earth suddenly shook, as if the whole world would collapse. The first reaction of Cloud Dance is the earthquake. It flies to the sky and overlooks the earth below. But then she realized that she was wrong. What does an earthquake and a volcano mean? Volcanic eruption. Just flying into the air. Yunwoo suddenly realized this and looked at the crater. Sure enough, I saw the crater, which had not moved much, and began to smoke in the violent vibration. I could even hear the sound of magma rolling in the volcano, like a boiled hot pot. Then came the sound of poo, poo poo. I saw, one by one, red figures came out from under the ground and flew into the air like clouds. Human? Those figures flew into the air and immediately found the existence of Cloud Dance. At the moment, some people were stunned, and their faces were unbelievable. It seems like a miracle that human beings can live in this place. Yunwoo squints at him and sees that the curious guy in front of him looks like a human bat. Behind him, he has two fiery red wings, and the smell of fire elements is very strong. Warcraft of fire? With these words, Yunwoo found that more and more fire beasts came out of the ground. Each one has different shapes, but most of them make Yunwoo think of dinosaurs. For example, the one in front of us is like a pterosaur, but it seems to be much smaller, while most of the other Warcraft like Western dragons are the same size as human beings. All the fire beasts are red and surrounded by strong fire elements. Earthquake, earthquake, run. Wait for me. Run, run. Otherwise I will be buried in it. There were all kinds of angry voices around. The cloud danced and looked around. One of the fire beasts was quite embarrassed. When he stood in the air like her, he finally calmed down. Look at the bottom again. In the midst of the powerful earthquake, it can be called the mountain collapse. How can there be humans here? A fire beast discovered the existence of Cloud Dance. It's human. How are humans here? Or a good living man? Then another fire beast pointed to the cloud and yelled, "My God!" It's human. More and more fire beasts, as if they had seen something rare, gathered around them one after another, and looked at Yunwu carefully, regardless that Yunwu's face was dark. These guys think she's a monkey? No. The volcano is going to erupt suddenly. A fire beast pointed to the direction of the volcano and screamed in horror. This sound, like a bolt from the blue, immediately diverted all the fire beast's attention to the past. When they fly up, they are so relaxed that they think they cannot be buried underground, but they forget that the place they are at is the top of the volcano. Once the volcano erupts, all the fire beasts here will not escape the fate of being killed. Run away! Help! Run! Groups of fire beasts scurry, but it's too late. When the earthquake came, the magma in the volcano was like an angry devil. After the violent tumbling, I can't wait to rush out of the bondage. The huge tumbling sound resounds all over the world, and the magma in the volcano finally comes to a time when it can't bear, and it erupts instantly. Large areas of magma gushed out, and a huge boom sound resounded through the world. Just from the underground, in order to avoid the earthquake and drill out of groups of fire beasts, to this moment to find out, after coming out, facing a bigger disaster. Hot magma from the sky, like a meteor shower in general, but also like a fireball, mercilessly toward the ground. Yunwu directly covered her whole body with water elements at the first time, and with the help of Bingpu Dan, every time these fireballs came to her side within 10 meters, Yunwu quickly shot. The hot fireball was frozen into ice in an instant, and then reduced the attack and fell straight to the ground. For a moment, except for Yunwu, all other places suffered. No matter how powerful these fire beasts are, they are just some powerful warcraft. Living here for many years still can't resist the volcanic eruption, one after another howling and scurrying. Yunwu thought for a while, and thought that if he saved them, he might be able to get rid of them and find the whereabouts of several people of Longqingxi. With this in mind, when I raised my hand, the fire, which was hotter than the magma in the volcano, spewed out and rushed straight into the sky. Then, from the top of the head to the cloud dance position as the center spread out in all directions, in the top of the head propped up a protective umbrella. Through this layer of defense, the falling magma buffered a lot of speed, and some small fire groups were burned directly. Yunwu deliberately controlled the temperature, so that she couldn't feel the high temperature under the umbrella. With the effect of Bingpadan, she couldn't feel the cold all over her body. "Come here if you want to live." The cold voice of Cloud Dance rang out, and the PA office sent it out. In an instant, those scurrying fire beasts found this good place and ran to it in a hurry. "Go over there. There's a man over there who can escape from the magma. Let's go quickly. Wait for me." More and more fire beasts gathered under the umbrella. What's more, they found that the closer they were to Yunwu, the cooler they were. After a while, many fire beasts boldly approached Yunwu, feeling the comfortable cool meaning. Cloud Dance frowned and didn't like the chattering of a group of warcraft around her, but since she had already done it, she could only endure it. This outbreak lasted for a long time. When it stopped, everyone had a feeling of survival and sighed. Yunwu looked down and saw that many big holes had been made in the place below. Some places have collapsed because of the earthquake. Fortunately, these fire beasts can run fast, otherwise they will be buried underground. Cloud Dance narrowed her eyes and looked at the place where she had met Radish before. She vaguely saw that the place was still intact, so she was relieved. "Human?" Just as Yunwu was looking around, a fire beast suddenly cried out in surprise. All of a sudden, other fire beasts also looked towards this side, and their faces were quite curious. Cloud Dance cold of face don't speak. Listen to that fire beast tone don't seem to have the meaning of thanksgiving to her. Isn't this group of fire beasts hate human? If that's the case, her life-saving move is a big trouble for her. Well, it's human, like a summoner. Another fire beast more surprised to see the clouds. This sentence followed by more fire beast onlookers. What? Summoner? For a moment, the fire beasts around looked at the clouds and couldn't help changing their eyes, as if with some fear. At the same time, they looked at the prey with light in their eyes. Yunwu frowned and always felt that he was like a targeted food, which was very uncomfortable. But these fire beasts did not make any action, so she took back the protective umbrella in the sky while she was on the alert. The fiery fire elements poured into Yunwoo's body, but did not cause any harm to her at all. This action made the surrounding fire beasts become restless, and the eyes looking at her became more naked. It's really a summoner? Heaven does not perish our family. After so long, there is a summoner at last. Summoner. The fire beasts changed their postures one after another. Their eyes were shining with hunting spirit. They looked at the clouds, and their saliva almost came out. But they didn't move for some reason, just like they were waiting for someone. See this kind of circumstance Cloud Dance still have what I don't understand? It's obvious that the fire beasts took her as food. At the moment, Yunwoo's face was cold. Since these fire beasts didn't care about her life-saving kindness, they didn't mean well to her, so she wouldn't show mercy. As soon as you turn your hand, the black flame sword suddenly appears in your hand. The strange black flame is burning, symbolizing the extraordinary power. The fire beasts around were stunned and felt the appearance of the black flame. Instinctively, they felt a breath of danger and hesitated to step forward. Hum. Cloud Dance a cold hum. Since these fire beasts have no eyes, then she doesn't mind to take them to operate. Black flame sword waving. Cloud body closely followed in a group of fire animals in the rapid shuttle. Hand up knife fall, blood gushing, scream instantly sounded. A dash, but a few seconds later, Yunwoo returned to the previous place and stood still. Within 10 meters of her side, there was no fire beast. Other fire beasts were so surprised that they saw more than a dozen fiery red figures falling down. Each of those figures was cut off by Yunwoo. The technique was appropriate. Looking at the horror, each of them survived. Yunwoo coldly looked at the look of the fire beasts around, and in order to be afraid, he knew that he had achieved his goal, and he didn't want to entangle with them anymore, so he saved a group of white-eyed wolves when he was blind. Just as Yunwoo turned around and was ready to leave, the fire beasts were in a commotion again. The boss is coming, the boss is coming. What about the human summoner? Don't let her go, stop her. The boss is coming. Cloud Dance eyebrows a wrinkle. In front of a flash of light and shadow, a dozen fire beasts directly blocked in front of their own and restored just covet. Hey, summoner, you don't want to go more than a dozen fire beasts laughed unkindly and even left saliva in the corner of their mouths. And just afraid of Cloud Dance looked very different. Yunwoo's face was cold, and the black flame sword in his hand waved again, directly killing the fire beast in front of him. Unexpectedly, he had just taken action, and a hot wall of fire suddenly appeared in front of him, blocking more than a dozen fire beasts behind the wall of fire. Cloud Dance figure moved quickly back. Although the wall of fire can't do much harm to her, she is still careful and tries to hide her strength before judging her opponent's strength. A moment later, a huge fire beast slowly fell in front of the firewall. A pair of beast eyes were staring at the clouds coldly. There was a suppressed hatred in the depth of the eyes. Human? Summoner? Fire beast's cold mouth, tone actually with faint excitement, as if met what baby in general. So what? Cloud Dance turned at one eye, coldly said, up and down looked at the fire beast in front of. Except for its bigger size, the fire beast before the meeting seemed to have nothing special. It was all red like a giant bat. But it's much more beautiful than bats. Two meat wings are connected under the arms. The only difference is that the eyes of other fire beasts are black, and only this eye is gold. Well, yes. Fire beast sneer, a pair of beast eyes staring at Cloud Dance, like looking at a dying man. Yunwoo frowned and said, it's a group of people who bite each other for kindness. I saved you from the eruption of the volcano, but now you are not good at it. It's me who's gone. The fire beast captain was stunned, but then he didn't even hesitate. He said coldly, revenge for kindness? I don't know who is cruel enough to keep us here. As soon as the fire beast captain's words were finished, many fire beasts around suddenly became excited, and the fear caused by Cloud Dance disappeared immediately. Boss, kill her. Drink her blood, and we'll get out of here. It's all human. We can't leave the volcano. We have to get revenge anyway, boss, do it. Kill her, and take the blood. Cloud Dance's face more cold, but the heart is surprised. Drink her blood? Revenge? Did these fire beasts take her as someone else? What are you talking about? Why revenge? I smell the clouds coldly. If you ask the wrong person, she doesn't want to be the wrong person. Boss. When the fire beasts heard her words, they immediately became unconvinced and called for the leader of the fire beast. But they were interrupted by the leader of the fire beast. Fire beast captain a pair of beast eyes in Cloud Dance body up and down, eyes from the initial resentment into surprise, finally unfathomable. Cloud Dance just stood there and let the other side look at it. After a long time, the fire beast captain finally took back his eyes. You're not her. Fire beast captain's tone is very affirmative, but unexpectedly, this words a mini fire beast behind suddenly blow hair. What? She's not that person? Boss, are you going to let her go? No matter whether it's that person or not, she's the summoner boss. You can't just let her go. Hundreds of fire beasts have different opinions. Almost all fire beasts have only one purpose. Let Cloud Dance stay and be eaten by fire beasts. The Cloud Dance is in my ears, but I don't care about them. Now that the boss has said that he is not the one they hate, it is better for him to leave and do what he wants to do. With this in mind, Yunwoo turns around and leaves. But unexpectedly, just took a step, behind a group of hot flame directly hit her back, while the empty door on her back opened, mercilessly, a blow to take her life. Cloud Dance, eyes a sink. The next moment figured directly disappear. The fire passed through the place where Yunwoo had just stayed. After the red glare, the leader of the fire beast watched the Yunwoo disappear and was stunned. Then immediately turned back, but still nothing. So big space. In order to facilitate his hand, other fire beasts consciously retreated to 10 meters away in the surrounding space. Only he stood alone. Not only him, but also so many fire beasts around him didn't find where Yunwoo had gone. What about people? The fire beast also followed to look behind the fire beast captain, but still did not see the figure of Cloud Dance. Immediately, all silly eyes. The fire beast captain's face sank and said angrily, "He must have escaped. Want to escape from under my eyes, dream. I'll look for all of them. I'll look for all of them in the neighborhood." Yes, at the command of the fire beasts, hundreds of fire beasts immediately scattered, regardless of their nests destroyed by the volcanic eruption, thinking about where the clouds had gone. Yunwoo hid behind a rock and frowned at everything outside. Just now, her speed reached the acme, and because she had observed this place for a long time, she flashed in directly. Originally thought these fire beasts couldn't find her, naturally gave up, but how didn't think the other party unexpectedly so direct pursued. Looking at the hundreds of fire beasts in the sky searching their private places, the Cloud Dance couldn't help crying and laughing. What a waste of time. The Cloud danced and muttered. These fire beasts don't have much power in her serious situation. If they can fight, they just spend a lot of effort and time. When they're finished, I don't know if they will live. What's more, she can't guarantee that she can leave unharmed under the siege of so many fire beasts. The attack just now was just unexpected, so she won. How can we leave unharmed? There seems to be something wrong with these fire beasts. Cloud Dance carefully thought about the dialogue of fire beasts just now. Only by sucking the blood of the human summoner can we leave this place. What's the setting? A fire beast flew over the place where the clouds were hiding. Cloud Dance suddenly thought of something. Eyes bright. Suddenly have a way. There are more than 1,000 fire beasts here. Just now, because of an earthquake and volcanic eruption, many of them have been killed, injured, and injured. The rest are only 800. At this time, so many fire beasts, all scattered, in the range of activities can be carefully searched with Cloud Dancing figure. The fire beast captain has been standing in the place where the clouds disappeared, quietly observing the surrounding environment. Deep eyes do not know what to think. At this time, a cold, murderous gas suddenly rushed from below. Fire beast captain is almost out of instinct, quickly to one side. The next moment, Yunwoo stood in front of the fire beast captain with a black flame sword. "It's so exciting to find me." Cloud danced the corner of the mouth to start to put on a cold smile. Light say, The black flame has been put away on the ancient Wu dagger. It looks like an ordinary dagger. How dare you come out? The fire beast captain stares at Cloud Dance coldly. The vision is not good. I'd like to go. Cloud Dance a face, doesn't matter facial expression. But I am very curious to what you say, so come back to ask. Otherwise, you send out again, many fire beast. Also don't want to find me. Captain Firebeast's eyes were cold. At the same time, those fire beasts who went out to look for Yunwu have found that Yunwu appears again, and they are gathering here constantly, wrapping Yunwu in the encirclement, to prevent her from escaping again. Yunwu looked at the encirclement and said, "You should know the power of the summoner. If I kill you, no matter how many subordinates you have, you can't stop me. Even if you are angry, it's not impossible for you to die. Are you sure you want me to do this?" As soon as Yunwu's words were finished, a fire beast made a disharmonious sound around her. Looking at Yunwu's eyes, she despised her very much, as if to say that she was beyond her capacity. Cut, what a big tone. Who does she think she is? Who is that? Xia. The talkative fire beast didn't finish a word. The next moment, he screamed out. Around the fire beast's panic look, you can see that one of the fire beast's wings is broken. There is a small black flame on it, burning a little bit. The pain spread little by little, people can't ignore. The fire beast's frightened eyes looked at Yunwu, but she didn't seem to know what happened there. She still stood there, and no one saw how she did it. For a moment, all the fire beasts shivered, unconsciously retreated, kept a distance from Yunwu, and some carefully protected their wings. You can't believe it, but you have to bear the consequences. Cloud Dance's cold eyes on the opposite fire beast captain. One seat said, "Immediately let the fire beast captain in the eyes of some more fear, faint, and some struggle, seems not willing to let such a good opportunity. I don't know how long it has been before I finally met a human summoner here. If they let each other go, because of their strength, they don't know how many years they have to wait here. But if you insist on not willing to let go, then look at her strength. I'm afraid to gamble with the whole family's life." How to do it? The fire beast captain was very tangled in his heart. There was no expression on Warcraft's face, but a pair of flashing eyes betrayed him. The cloud dances a corner of the mouth to hook, know oneself of psychological war success, then continue to say, "Not so good. Let's make a bet. If I win, you will listen to me from today on. If I lose, I'll leave it to you. How about it?" The fire beast captain's eyes were uncertain, and he didn't know whether to agree or not. If you lose, you have to compensate yourself. But what if you win? "Boss, bet with her." A fire beast opened its mouth. "But what if you lose?" "If we lose, we can't get out of here." Another fire beast said, thinking that if he lost, the boss would be someone else's. He felt guilty. "If you don't gamble, will you get out of here?" The first fire beast said again that the strength of Cloud Dance made them very scared. The other fire beast didn't speak, and apparently she felt the same way. After a long time, the fire beast captain finally made up his mind. "Bet. Why not gamble? Anyway, staying here also loses freedom, and it's meaningless to live. There's no difference between losing and being around Yunwu. On the contrary, if you win, you can leave here. Why not? What are you going to bet on?" After making the decision, the fire beast captain put down his heart and asked Xiang Yunwu. Behind him, a group of brothers looked at the fire beast captain and cheered silently. Although not able to participate in the gambling, but they will stand behind the fire beast captain to cheer for him. Cloud Dance a corner of the mouth hook said, "Bet on fire." The fire beasts were stunned. Gambling on fire? How to bet? Since you are fire beasts, you are good at fire. I don't bully you either. I'll gamble with the fire you are good at. Whose fire is more powerful than others? How about it? As soon as the words came out, the fire beasts burst into laughter. "Ha, is this human being too arrogant? Does she think her fire element can match our boss's fire? Yes, I don't think she knows how hot our boss is, right? Gambling on fire, is she not afraid of being scorched? When we didn't come here, we didn't encounter a fire more powerful than the boss's. After staying here for such a long time, the boss's fire is not what it used to be. It's said that it's the first. No one refutes it. This guy is even better than the fire. Is he daydreaming? One voice after another is laughing at Yunwu. Some of them are too much to gamble on what others are good at. Well, I'll bet with you, Fire Beast Captain said. How do you want to bet? It's very simple. Cattle attack with your fire. I resist with my fire to see whether your fire breaks through my defense or my fire reverses your fire. Backfire? Fire Beast Captain alone. Some don't believe of ask away. Yes, it's backfire. Cloud Dance definitely nodded. She knew that the most powerful means of these fire beasts was fire, but she had pure yang of black flame and small stink, and she was not afraid of them at all. If only the defense is successful, it will certainly delay time. At that time, they will doubt whether they are successful because they have special means. Instead of doing so, it's better to gamble on whether they can backfire so that they have nothing to say. Fire Beast Captain's eyes flashed a doubt, looking at the appearance of Cloud Dance. Some doubt whether she has any special means, but think about it all, think it's impossible. And his fire is very fierce, finally nodded. Good. Fire Beast Captain seriously said, if I lose from now on you are my master. What you say is what? If I win, then you will become our food and give us a tooth-beating ceremony. As soon as the words were heard, the fire beast scattered around, leaving a large open space in the middle for the Fire Beast Captain and Yunwu. Yunwu stood there quietly and said to the Fire Beast Captain, start attacking. In that way, it seemed that he didn't want to let out his own flame first, and the Fire Beast Captain didn't care. At this point, no matter how the other party's flame was, he would have to harden his head. What's more, he just felt that the other party was showing off. Fire Beast Captain looked at the Cloud Dance. Then a pair of eyes slowly become red, as if brewing something in general. Cloud Dance eyes micro-ling. She knew that just now that fire strong, but Fire Beast Captain's handy attack. At this time brewing is the real fierce flame, immediately in the heart of vigilance. If the Fire Beast Captain trusts his own fire, Yunwu trusts his own fire even more. The black flame that she used to attack Fire Beast was not seen by the leader of Fire Beast, so she had a card. Even if she saw it, it didn't matter. Anyway, she still had pure yang yin as a guarantee. I saw that the Fire Beast Captain's eyes became more and more blood red, and there seemed to be something in his mouth. Then, the mouth of the beast opened, and the hot flame spewed out directly and rushed to the Cloud Dance. Cloud Dance eyes a cold, black flame directly in front of a wall of fire. In the red flame to arrive, will Cloud Dance tightly behind. Red collides with black, as if they are anxious together. One black and one red is particularly appropriate. But the Fire Beast Captain's eyes turned pale when he saw the black flame, and then turned into human shape, looking at the situation in front of him in shock. How can this black flame? Fire Beast Captain murmurs away. Only this voice doesn't have other people to hear. Yunwu stands behind the black and looks at the two colors sticking to each other. But this situation did not last long, and soon the black will be a little bit toward the red phagocytosis in the past. Mama, this fire beast is too weak. The sound of little stink appeared in the sea of knowledge. Cloud Dance mouth a hook is the default of a small stinky words. Originally I thought I could see the fierce fire. I went out to see if I wanted to do it. I didn't expect that I would be beaten down so easily. Tut-tut, it's too weak. Little stink continues to thump. In front of us, the battle of fire has finally come to an end. The red flame is not as good as the black flame. With the increase of time, the black flame became more and more popular, and finally directly swallowed up the red flame. The Fire Beast Captain's chest was stuffy, and he almost vomited blood. The red flame was his most powerful flame, which could almost be called the fire of his own life. If it was used normally, it would not be so good. But today the fire was swallowed, and the Fire Beast Captain himself was also hurt. Yunwu raised his hand, took back the black flame, felt the abundant energy in his body, and was in a good mood. Then he looked at the leader of the Fire Beast and said, if you rely too much on the flame, even if you are a fire beast, it will be harmful. Fire Beast Captain eyes twinkle. Finally some decadence said, I lost. There was an uproar. Those onlookers all looked at everything in front of them. Almost every fire beast had only one thought in his heart. How could it be? Never seen the fire beast captain's flame will be defeated in the hands of others, even if it is the same power have not seen. But just now, the flame was under the black flame, without the ability to resist, and it was swallowed directly. The person who did all this was just a human summoner. In this way, how strong is the summoner? Think of here, almost every fire beast can't help shivering. Fortunately bet, otherwise, I'm afraid all the fire beasts' lives will be lost here. I will listen to you from now on, no matter what you want me to do. The fire beast captain walked up to Yunwu and said, "It's just for some reason we can't get away from the volcano, so our ability is limited." Cloud dance eyebrows, slightly pick. Understand what he said this means. Now I'll ask you a few questions, and you should answer them honestly. Fire Beast Captain respectfully lowered his head. "Excuse me." Cloud Dance pondered for a while and said, "Why are you trapped here? Why drink my blood? And why do you think I'm the one you're talking about? Who is that man?" A series of 4 questions are all thrown out. Yunwu always thinks that there are some secrets of Fire Beast in it, and these secrets are also very important to her. The Fire Beast Captain hesitated for a moment, but then he thought that since he had agreed to the bet and was already a cloud dancing man, he finally said it. "It's a human masterpiece that we're trapped here." The head of the Fire Beast gritted his teeth and said, "That human looks very similar to you. We are all sealed here by him. If we want to touch the seal, we must drink the blood of the human summoner. Otherwise, we can only stay here forever." Yunwu looks at the head of the Fire Beast, gnashing his teeth in front of him. He knows that what he says is true, but he looks cold. He doesn't seem to be curious. In fact, there are many problems in Yunwu's mind. A woman who looks like her? Also a human summoner? Can you still seal the Fire Beast here? Who is that man? If you can make Fire Beast think that you are her, then that person must be very similar to yourself. Yunwu doesn't know how to think of Xueyin's mother. At the beginning, Xueyin's mother was taken away by the blood corpse. These fire beasts had to drink their own blood before they could leave. This way of contacting the seal was too strange. Is there any connection between the two? While thinking about it, we heard the leader of the fire beast say, "That woman is the mother of ginseng nearby. But since we sealed, we have not come to the volcano again. Even if we want revenge, we have no ability to do that." Yunwu nodded. So far, he knew all he wanted to know. It was estimated that these fire beasts could not ask any more questions, so he said, "I know. I still have a few friends here. I need to find them. You can leave first." After that, Yunwu is about to leave this place. But when Yunwu saw the surrounding environment, her face sank. A volcanic eruption, a large number of magma gushed out and played a chain roll. Several volcanoes nearby also followed the eruption. Fly to the air, look around you. You can see the site of the place. The ground is full of hot magma. But Yunwu didn't feel the heat because of the ice spirit Dan on her body. At this time, seeing this scene, she realized an important problem. She can't leave for the moment. "I don't know what happened to Long Qingxia," Cloud Dance whispered, eyes full of worry. "If they're still nearby, will they be affected by the volcano?" Think of here, Cloud Dance more worried, but he can't leave and don't know where to find them, even if it's no use worrying. She is not afraid of it, but if she really walks on it, her life will be in danger after a long time, let alone looking for someone. After thinking about this, Yunwu decided to find a place to wait for a while, and then leave here when the magma is almost cooled. At present, Yunwu is going to find a place to have a rest. "Wait!" Behind him, the fire beast captain suddenly said, "What's the matter?" Yunwu turned his head, and there was no intimacy in his eyes. Although this man lost himself to himself, he was not interested in taking him away. Fire Beast Captain followed up, some embarrassed said, "Although I lost to you, but the nest can't follow you to leave, so this thing to you." Said stretched out his hand, handed Cloud Dance a red, like Dan Medicine General thing. Cloud Dance's eyes swept, and the message automatically appeared in his mind. "Inner Pill of Warcraft contains a lot of energy, and taking it can improve his strength. I got this by chance. Since I can't follow, I'd like to express my mind with this," said the fire beast captain. Cloud Dance murmured in her heart. "Why is it that someone always wants to give me something today? Radish, even if in front of this so big, also a simple appearance." Having said that, it's hard for Yunwu to refuse when he looks sincere. At the moment, I didn't care. I picked up Naiden and said, "Thank you very much." The information in the tornado comes to mind, and Yunwu is ready to put it away. It's a treasure for the human summoner. It's good to take it. "I don't know if it's true," the fire beast captain then said. "Why don't you try it and see if it really works? If so, next time you come to me, I'll find you too." Cloud Dance glanced at him and saw that the fire beast captain's cheek was red. He was a big man, but he seemed to be seeing through something on his mind. Yunwu didn't take it seriously. He just thought that this man was expressing his desire to leave. He wanted to let himself take him away, so he nodded and said, "Okay, I'll try." After that, he took the Naiden directly. At the moment of swallowing, Yunwu felt that a powerful force had entered her body. When she wanted to say that Naiden was very effective, her face suddenly changed. The majestic power in the body suddenly poured into the four limbs, and the original power in Yunwu's body resisted. Then, the new power suddenly gathered in the Dantian place, and finally slowly formed an array to cover Dantian. Cloud Dance, a pair of eyes extremely cold, looking at the fire beast captain, want to break him to pieces. How dare this man count on her? When the array appeared, the cultivation that was still surging at the previous moment suddenly seemed to encounter a natural enemy and was locked firmly in the Dantian. No matter how Yunwu did it, he didn't respond. At the next moment, Yunwu's body couldn't support and fell to the ground. The fire beast captain's eyes indicated that a bigger fire beast flew over immediately, caught the Cloud Dance, and let her sit on her back. "I'm sorry, summoner. Your strength is too strong, so I can only use this move." Just now, the respectful fire beast captain said with some pride. "In fact, even if you don't bet, it doesn't matter. I'm just a small captain. It's right to give you to the king of fire beasts. Although I lost myself to you, our fire beast king can still deal with you." Then, with a wave of his hand, he left with all the fire beasts. After the volcano erupted, the fire beasts prepared the cave as soon as possible. And the fire beast captain has been flying away with the Cloud Dance and the fire beast carrying her. Cloud Dance looked around the environment. In front of the fire beast captain asked, "Where do you want to take me?" Fire beast captain did not speak, still flying in front, a pair of wings from time to time flapping twice. Just when Yunwu thought he would not answer, he heard him say, "Just now that scorn, I was calculated by you. You have seen my flame in advance and know that yours is more powerful, so you deliberately provoke me to compete with you." Yunwu didn't say anything, which is equivalent to acquiescence. But even so, what? She just knew in advance. Whether she agreed or not depends on this person. See Cloud Dance acquiesce to his words. Fire beast captain by teeth. Oneself, how so stupid? How can you sell yourself like this? When I see the fire beast king later, I must let him teach her a lesson. I made up my mind, and the fire beast captain flew faster. When I finally stopped, I saw that this is the largest volcano. Fire beast team leader skillfully found an entrance and then took the lead to drill in. This is an underground life. Compared with the environment above, the underground is closer to the volcano and hotter. It's just that the fire beasts are used to living here, and they don't have that feeling. Because of the ice spirit pill, Yunwu is not afraid of the heat as long as it doesn't go into the magma and let the magma hurt itself. Underground, a palace-like existence. There are no less than 100 caves. The biggest one is just the entrance, which is enough for a fire beast to get in and out. Yunwu was directly brought into the largest cave. After entering it, he found that although it was a cave on the outside, but it's the same as human habitation, with all kinds of things in it. Even the sleeping place is bed instead of nest, which makes Yunwu very surprised. The following witty fire beast turns into a prototype when it enters the cave, and it doesn't seem crowded when it stands in the cave. The cave is like a house. There are several passages leading to other small caves. Yunwu is even more surprised. Wait here, I'll tell the king. The leader of the fire beast turned his head and looked at Yunwu. He told the crowd. Then he led a passage. It seems that the leader of the fire beast often comes here, and his position in the clan is not low. No wonder his strength is not bad, and he has a mind. A moment later, a figure came out of the passage. Cloud Dance swept past, only to see the strength of the strong, burly, proud, and indifferent face. You know that this man must be the King of Fire. Are you the human summoners? The King of Fire looked at the cloud and said coldly. The cloud dances coldly to stand there, letting the Fire Beast King in front of look at her up and down. Don't say a word. In the mind actually is pondering rapidly. I have no accomplishments now. If I really start, I'm afraid it's not his opponent at all. For today's plan, I have to be soft first and see what they want to do. Well, I have some backbone. I can be neither humble nor arrogant at this time. Seeing that she had not spoken for a long time, the King of Fire said with a sneer. At this time, Yunwu finally said, "What are you going to do with me?" There is no fear of being in a bad situation at this time. Instead, it seems to be a guest. Yunwu quietly called his several summoner companions in his heart, but after shouting for a long time, there was no response. I think it was because his cultivation was sealed that he could not contact them. After all, the connection with them can only be achieved through one's own cultivation. Thinking of this, Yunwu tries to contact Hyo in the Hall of Chaos. I can take Warcraft lightly when I don't know whether it's an enemy or a friend. It's good to let you take some punishment. The voice of Black Pride came coldly, quite ironic. Cloud Dance lowered his head. The corners of his mouth could not help but smoke. This Black Proud will take the opportunity to laugh at her. However, this time it was really her fault that she was too careless. Otherwise, it would not give the Fire Beast a chance. Now that Hyo can be contacted, Yunwu is not so worried. Now I want to see what these Fire Beasts want to do. Anyway, she can't do without the volcanoes. Want to understand this, when the cloud becomes more indifferent, but then heard the voice of the King of Fire Beast sitting in front of him. Well, since I've killed so many people in my family and my heart is so arrogant, I'm sure to humiliate you. From today on, you will stay in the family and do a good job. Fire Beast King's tone is very casual, as if to say a very common thing. Yunwu nearly fainted. What's the treatment? Why did you let her stay here? Do you do housework? Don't you think you can get out of here by drinking her blood? What is the King of Fire thinking? One side of the Fire Beast Captain is also a face of doubt, but since the Fire Beast King has given the order, he is not good to say anything. At the moment, I could only hold it in my heart, and after watching the cloud dance, I retreated. Yunwu originally stayed here with an incredulous heart, thinking that the Fire Beast King would have other arrangements for her. After all, she was their hope to leave the volcano. But after 3 days, Yunwu was a little depressed. The human, go and pass this to the king. A fire beast made handed a tray directly to Yunwu's hand and told her. Yunwu's hand sank and nearly dropped it. After a careful look, he found that it was Zhuguo who didn't know where to find it. Cloud Dance suddenly surprised. Over there, the maid didn't have the heart to see her at all. She looked down at her fingernails and said, "Go back quickly. There's a lot of work waiting for you here." With that, he turned around and went to chat with other maids. The depression in Yunwu's heart, why can a little maid command her? And isn't Warcraft supposed to be gregarious? Why do the fire beasts here want to imitate human beings and need human service? Still so much trouble. You know, there are many fire beasts that can't even transform into human form. Although I had a big idea in my heart, I still carried the plate of Zhuguo to the place where the Fire Beast King was. In the room, the King of Fire Beasts sat behind the table, learning from the appearance of human beings, putting on a posture of cultivation, and his whole body was full of hot breath. Yunwu walks over with the tray, puts the plate on the table, turns around, and retreats first. "Stop!" Suddenly, the voice of the King of Fire came from behind, as if he were commanding his servants. Cloud Dance curled his mouth, turned around, and looked at the Fire Beast King coldly. Although she is working here now, it doesn't mean that she needs to be servile. Her attitude towards the Fire Beast King has no change before. You're human. Why are you here? The Fire Beast King has retired from the cultivation state. He took Zhuge from the plate and ate it. He raised his eyes and asked Yunwu standing in front of him. Cloud Dance's eyes are placed on the Zhuge that is swallowed into the belly, and I feel heartache silently in my heart. Zhuge, things that only grow in volcanic areas. If used to refine medicine, the effect is very good, and this thing is very valuable outside. But why is it eaten so directly here? Cloud Dance has been staring at the King of Fire. Want to see if the other party will directly eat this thing, will feel too much energy to cause discomfort. But he soon found that the King of Fire Beasts seemed to be used to eating, and the Zhuge in his hand seemed to be just a pre-meal fruit, without any other influence. You want it too? The Fire Beast King saw Cloud Dance's line of sight, always put on Zhuge. Can't help but be stupefied for a while, opening to ask away. Seeing that Yunwu didn't deny it, he pushed the plate in the direction of Yunwu again. What I want to eat is more. The Cloud dances the corner of the mouth to smoke. As expected, is to depend on the mountain to eat the mountain, depend on the sea to eat the sea. Now they live near the volcano, so they eat the fruit as a snack. Thank you very much. Cloud Dance Light says. Afterward, also not polite, directly went forward to take a part of that Zhuge. But it didn't eat like the King of Fire. Instead, it was taken into the space with you. It's better to keep it for future use. After all, she is a human body. It's still a question whether she can bear the fruit. If you take my things, you should answer me. The Fire Beast King looked at the action of Cloud Dance and couldn't help saying. Then he asked the previous question again. You are human. Why are you here? Cloud Dance takes Zhuge's hand, and then again takes into space as before, and then says, accident. Fire Beast King looked at her up and down and did not continue to ask, but said, your flame is very strong. Yunwu nodded and didn't speak. Anyway, what the other party said was the truth. The Fire Beast King didn't mind Cloud Dance's reaction, so he took another Zhuge and threw it into his mouth. Yunwu took half of the huge plate of Zhuge, and the rest of it was eaten by the Fire Beast King. It seems that there was no difference last time. I hear you're looking for friends? Cloud Dance's whole body's breath a cold. The vision coldly stares at the Fire Beast King. Don't know what he asks this words to mean. Fire Beast King alone didn't expect that he casually asked unexpectedly led to this reaction. Had to say, I just casually asked. After all, if you're looking for a friend, I may know more. Cloud Dance's eyes sank and hid the murderous chi around her. Looking at the Fire King's amiable appearance, he could not help saying, thank you, but no more. Then he stood up and left the cave. The King of Fire Beasts stayed inside, staring at the back of Yunwu, leaving a thoughtful appearance. King, I don't know why you left her. Clearly, she is our hope to leave the volcano. Another passage in the cave. Out of a figure, some dissatisfied with the Cloud Dance safe away from the figure, complained to the Fire Beast King. However, the Fire Beast King shook his head and said, she is indeed our hope to leave here, but this hope is not to drink her blood. That person alone, some don't understand of looking at Fire Beast King. This is what meaning? The Fire Beast King stood up, went to a cabinet, looked at the picture of a woman hanging on it, and said, how could she tell us the way to leave when she sealed us here? Suck the summoner's blood? I don't know if it's the real way. Besides, even if it's true, is Yunwu's blood enough for so many people in our family? But if you don't try, no one will be able to leave? The King of Fire Beast shook his head and said, if you try, you will never leave. The man looked puzzled. I don't know what that means. The King of Fire turned around and said, the Cloud Dance is unusual. I always feel that making friends with her can help us to leave. After Yunwu left the cave, he didn't hear what they said. He was afraid that even if he knew it, he would not pay any attention to it. What is friendship with her? The way to make friends is to let her be a servant? If it wasn't for her cultivation that she didn't reply, how could she be reduced to this point? It's depressing to think of Cloud Dance here. I didn't kill those fire beasts. Did I hurt them? I just hate myself. But these also can only think about just, at the same time, also have to deal with the maid's order. How did you get in so long? Why don't you go and mop the floor? What do you think of the mess? I'll clean up quickly. I'll wipe the table later. I'll clean up all these cabinets. Then go outside and pick more fruits. The king loves to eat them. The maid nagged and ordered a lot of things, then turned away with a proud face. Yunwu looked at the figure of the man leaving, and his eyes were full of sorrow. Late at night, Cloud Dance finally finished the last work in hand. Tired almost all over, the first thing to go back to the room is not to have a good rest. Instead, he went directly into the cultivation state and began to check his accomplishments. Yunwu tries to mobilize his cultivation little by little and try to use it. After looking inside, I saw that the array on the Dantian had become much weaker, and that cultivation can be mobilized by the Cloud Dance. It has been able to seep out from the array and started to run along the meridians of the whole body. Yunwu was overjoyed and immediately began to persevere. This action lasted all night. When it was time to get up at dawn, Yunwu finally retired from the cultivation state. According to this progress, I'm afraid I can recover completely tomorrow. Cloud Dance silently estimates in the heart. It's like this every day since I got here, and as the array becomes weaker and weaker, I can recover more accomplishments every night slowly. Yunwu can even feel the connection with her fellow summoners, which makes her excited. Hurry up, get up and work. Outside the room, a maid's voice rang out and called Yunwu to get up. Cloud Dance mouth a hook, a sneer exposed. Wait, when your strength recovers, you must strip off your hair to see if you dare to bash me. The next day, when Yunwu routinely sent Zhugua to the Fire Beast King's table again, there was a report from the cave where few people came in and out. Tell the king, there is a man outside who asked to see him and said he had a baby with him. The Fire Beast that comes and says respectfully to the Fire Beast King, baby? The king of Fire Beast was stunned. Then he began to laugh at himself and said, we have lived here for so long. When will someone send our baby? Who is that man? The Fire Beast who came in to report didn't think of it at all. At this time, the Fire Beast King asked, and he reluctantly remembered the man's appearance. Just a very ordinary man. He said he would make a bet with the king. Bet? The Fire Beast King is more curious, and unconsciously glances at the direction of Cloud Dance, as if to say another bet. Cloud Dance pretended not to see the Fire Beast King's eyes, directly ignored the past. What's his bet? The King of Fire continued to ask the reporter. She said that she wanted to fight with the king. If the king wins, he will bring the baby to the king. But if the king loses, he will. The Fire Beast in the report looked embarrassed and looked at the king's face carefully. What? Fire Beast King asked. I want the king's inner elixir. The reporter finally finished what he had to say. At this time, he was already trembling and sweating. When did he see someone so disrespectful to the king? But the strength of the man outside is really powerful. He sent many people to fight against him in the past. And the other side seems to have no intention to hurt the fireworks, just said to compete with the king, a pair of accept the king who is not qualified to compete with him, looking very uncomfortable. Cloud Dance eyebrows pick, suddenly interested in the baby. To be able to bet with the inner elixir of the baby and the king, you have to have some confidence to say that. Sure enough, as soon as the news came out, the King of Fire was still kind-hearted, and he was not angry at all. What an eventful time, Fire Beast King said coldly. The whole body is permeated with a murderous air. There's a reason why he treats Cloud Dance in a special way. But now, even more than people have to bet with him, but also threaten to his inner alchemy. Really hateful. This tone can't be tolerated in any case. Sure enough, it's a fire beast. A little bit of it makes you irritable. Yunwu thought in his heart. At the same time, she considered how to look with the past. She was very curious about the baby, who could compete with the Fire Beast King Knight. Go out and have a look. The King of Fire stood up and said to the man. Then he took the lead in the front, but when he was about to leave the cave, he suddenly turned around, looked at the Cloud Dance standing on one side, and said, remember to tidy up the room. The corners of the mouth make complaints about the fire. Outside the Fire Beast settlement, The figure of a man in black stands happily. Standing in such a hot environment, there was nothing defensive around him, but he didn't feel the heat. Even his skin didn't change because of the heat. The Fire Beast King came out surrounded by a group of fire beasts. As soon as he came out, he saw the eye-catching figure, surrounded by a circle of fire beasts from a distance. But no one dared to attack, just looking at it from a distance. The Fire Beast King's eyes sank, and it was obvious that he had a bad impression of the man who came to challenge him. "Who are you?" The Fire Beast King's figure flashed and went directly to the man in Shwani, looking at him coldly. The face was cold, but the Fire Beast King's heart had been shocked and speechless. The man in front of him just felt like a human, but the human could stand here directly, and there was no Isoldan around him. "It felt like human summoner?" asked the king, frowning. The man in Shwani smiles a little and appears to be quite elegant. "That's right. It said that the Fire Beast clan is trapped here. I feel curious, so I come to have a look. I also want to know what the Fire Beast King is like." The Fire Beast King's eyes sank and said coldly, "When a human summoner comes here, won't he be afraid to be caught by our family and used as a sacrifice to leave?" As soon as the Fire Beast King's words were finished, the man in Shwani burst out laughing, and his face was full of sarcasm. "Ha ha ha, sacrifice? It's up to you to see if you have that ability. Say, Shin, dress man's line of sight in a circle around. Don't dare to come forward a fire beast in front of to turn a circle." Finally, with a little sarcasm, he said, "If you only rely on these people, it seems that there are some things you can't see enough." In the distance, Yunwu stood quietly in a corner, looking at people coming. She secretly left her life behind, and now her strength has almost recovered. It's very easy for her to escape from the fire beast whose strength is not very strong. There's always a sense of familiarity in that person. In the sea of knowledge, Hayo's voice sounded again. "The baby he brought must be unusual. Maybe you will need it." "What do I need?" Cloud danced along, although for Black Proud said words always believe. But if the other party has something they need so far, what she needs most is to be able to find something for them. Yunwu thought silently in his heart, but didn't dare to say it. "You find a chance to bring that baby." Black Ao finally ordered then no longer continued to talk. Cloud danced, thoughtfully looking at the front. "Continue to be honest in the dark. The mind is really on the baby." "Well, my nen?" Fire Beast King brow jumped to jump, looking at Xian, E-Man coldly say, "Good, if you really can beat me, I will give you Interdan." The Fire Beast King was so angry that he didn't even ask what the baby was, so he said directly. The Cloud dance in the dark was worried, but she wanted to know what the baby was. "Ha ha ha, I'm afraid you won't dare to fight." Shwani man a hearty laugh, and then fly directly to the King of Fire. At the same time, a water blue sword appeared directly in the hand. In this hot and dry volcanic group, the water element was caused a huge fluctuation for the first time. "Water summoner?" Cloud Dance lung for a moment. "Isn't it true that summoners have been gone for hundreds of years? How come there's a human summoner here? What's going on? Is the summoner not disappearing, but not appearing in the human world? It's just why?" Cloud Dance can't understand this. However, in this place, human cultivation will not be affected by the surrounding environment and suppressed. But in front of this person, even cannot be affected by standing here, can't help but let Cloud Dance a new look. In the sky, the Fire Beast King directly turned into the Numenon and rushed to the man in Shwani. Boom! Two figures, one big and the other small, collide together, forming a sharp contrast. But the man was a summoner, but he didn't want to summon his own summoner. He just took a long sword to fight with the Fire Beast King. "Well, I can't help myself." Fire Beast King also saw this naturally, sneered to say, "I saw that the King of Fire was enveloped in a fiery red, and the blue came, just like an outsider who suddenly intruded, and seemed very lonely and helpless." Seeing this, the surrounding fire beasts immediately cheered. "Come on, King. Teach this guy a lesson. Do you think you are a summoner?" The king killed him. "Let him know how powerful we are." A lot of cheers came to cheer for the Fire Beast King. Even the Fire Beast King himself felt that his fighting spirit was much stronger. A pair of claws directly attacked Schwani Man, and claws across the air, even left a trace in the air, a moment later dissipated. In the red light, a pair of fire beast's eyes appear more bright. Looking at the Schwani Man's eyes are very cold. The man in Schwani didn't seem to care about the Fire King's attack. The palm of his hand waved, and the sword took the claw of the attack lightly. The terrible speed came to his eyes, but it seemed that it was not worth mentioning at all. Cloud, dance pupil a shrink. Can't help but some praise. This man's strength is not weak, only afraid of Fire Beast King to suffer. Although he didn't fight with the Fire Beast King, he also inquired about it in recent days and asked the Fire Beast leader, who lost to him at the beginning. Then he had a vague judgment on the strength of the Fire Beast King. Today, we will see the battle between the two people, and we will be more sure. Is that the only attack? The man in Schwani said with a light smile. He picked the sword in his hand and resolved the Fire Beast King's attack again. The figure retreats quickly, and the man in Schwani looks at the huge body of the Fire Beast King in front of him. To this moment, the strength of the two people has a vague understanding. Schwani Man shook his head with some regret. Alas, it seems that he is another opponent with no strength. I'm afraid you can't get this baby. You'd better give me your inner pill. The Fire Beast King's eyes are just like the fire coming out of Yao. Why do you want to give Nathan to him? My cultivation is basically in the inner alchemy. If I hand in the inner alchemy, all my accomplishments for such a long time will be gone. Will he still be the king of fire here? At the thought of this, the Fire Beast King was furious. The mouth of the beast opened, and the hot flame rushed out directly, engulfing the blue light of the man in Xian clothes. Schwani Man's face changed. He didn't expect that the flame was so powerful. He quickly dodged, but he was still affected. When he completely dodged, his clothes had been burned in a mess. Fortunately, no one was injured. There are really two ways, Schwani Man said in a low voice. Fast in the whole body and wrapped in a layer of water element. Resist the hot environment. Then the next will not waste time with you. After that, the man in Schwani turned his hand, and the blue sword was taken back in an instant. Then his hands closed in front of him, and the next second, the blue summoning array emerged from the foot of the man in Schwani, the most powerful part of the summoner's summoner. At this time, he was finally summoned by the man in Schwani, and until this moment, Schwani Man has really played their own strength. The Fire Beast King's eyes sank slightly, and he heard that there were fire beasts around him talking about it one after another. My God, with another partner, can the king win? What nonsense, the king will win. That's it. Don't talk. But there is another Warcraft. The two ideas quickly spread into the Fire Beast King's ears. His face became more ugly, looking at the Schwani Man's eyes more bad. In the distance, Yunwu squints at the war situation in front of her and makes plans in her heart. If the Fire Beast King is not the first, then she will help directly. The blue summoning array flickers. Unlike other summoners, the summoner has a huge reminder. A small and exquisite figure appears from the summoning array. It is the same size as human beings, but it has a fishtail. Yunwu opened his eyes and couldn't believe it. He looked at the guy with fishtail and murmured, "This is the shark?" I didn't expect that his summoner was a chimpanzee. No wonder he was so powerful. Hayo was also shocked and said, "It must be the same reason that his water element can resist the heat of the volcano. After all, the chimpanzee itself lives in the sea. In this way, he does not need to transfer water elements from the outside world. He can get a lot of water elements from the chimpanzee himself." Yunwu nodded. Just now she only looked surprised but did not think of this layer. Blue fishtail, blue hair, blue eyes, a beautiful face appear from the call. Schwani Man a cold drink. Small shark, fighting state. As soon as the voice fell, the chimera, who was just beautiful, immediately took the order, and then the light flashed, and the beautiful body changed instantly. A pair of eyes become red, the face and tail become red, the ears open outwards like gills, and the smooth upper body scales grow out little by little. A moment later, it was just a mermaid, but now it is like a giant fish. Just looking at it makes people feel terrible. I didn't expect that after the change of Chimera, it would be like this. Put on airs. Fire Beast King coldly said, just looking at the shark's vision is very bad. At this time, although he was flustered, he still had to make superficial movements. If you're putting on airs, you have to try, Schwani Man said with a sneer. Then, no matter what the King of Fire said, he just told the shark in a cold voice, "Go ahead, and remember to keep me alive." The Chimera made a strange sound. It seemed that he could not speak at all. He could only respond in this way. Then he rushed to the King of Fire quickly. One blue and one red collide together again. But this time blue does not take the lead, but resists with red. The Fire Beast King's face instantly became ugly, and then the mouth of the beast was opened without hesitation, and the hot flame spewed out. Now he did not dare to keep his hand, for fear that he would be destroyed here. The men in black who didn't summon the Chimera just now are so powerful, let alone now. You are confident in your own flame, Schwani Man said with a sneer. That's nature. There was a flash of pride in the king's eyes. His flame is still further than the Fire Beast Captain's, but it is rarely used. All the people don't know how far it is. Now it's time to use it. The red flame rushes towards the Chimera. The Chimera's eyes flash. Then, the blue water element condenses together and rushes towards the red flame like a waterfall. The Fire Beast King's eyes flashed a touch of ridicule. It seemed that he was ridiculing the man in Schwani in an attempt to put out his fire. But the next moment, the sarcastic smile solidified on his face, followed by a flash of shock in his eyes. The blue waterfall seems to be full of aura, which is not the real water, but the condensed pure water element to the extreme. The invincible flame to the blue in front of it, but as if met a nemesis general retreat, a large number of water vapor emission. When water and fire come into contact, the sound of ZZ spreads everywhere. No, it's impossible. How can it be? Fire Beast King Jinglong of looking at everything in front of, can't believe of murmur. Not only he, but also his people are not willing to believe this scene. The flame of the king has been extinguished? Is that a shark? How could she put out the king's fire? Am I wrong? Are you dreaming? Did the king lose? Did you lose? When the harsh words came to his ears, the King of Fire almost felt that the whole world was laughing at him. Even the water element that turned into an attack was about to arrive. Cloud Dance's brow a wrinkly. Immediately after the body shape of Flash, directly appeared in front of the Fire Beast King. The petite body and the huge body of the King of Fire became a sharp contrast. The black flame soars into the sky with the momentum of skyrocketing, and a tens of meters of fire rises directly in front of it. When the blue water element contacts the black flame, it is instantly burned and completely evaporated. With a wave of Cloud Dance's hand, the wall of fire was directly removed and turned into a big black flame sword in the palm of his hand. Want to touch him? Let's pass me first. Cloud Dance a cold drink, followed by a wisp of black flame, directly toward the shark entangled in the past. But she flies directly to the man in Schwani, and the black flame broadsword cuts down on the man in Schwani with extremely fierce momentum. Schwani Man, surprised, did not expect halfway out of a strength so strong Cloud Dance. The speed of the other side is extremely fast. It's obviously an attack from a distance, but it seems that people are in front of them from the beginning. The speed of moving in the middle is so fast that it can almost ignore the time. The man in Schwani barely dodges and is just about to ask who the man is. He saw that Yunwu failed in a blow, but he didn't intend to fight at all. He turned around and left. Before he left, he pulled one of the Fire King's wings and directly pulled the dazed Fire King back. Wait, that human. How about another contest? The man in Schwani yelled behind him. Cloud Dance, reason also ignore, mentioned Fire Beast King, directly drilled back into the cave until the depth led him into human form. And outside the cave, the man in Schwani seems to be only interested in the most powerful Cloud Dance. He said excitedly, "See Xiaoji, that man's strength is really strong. I really want to compete with her." The chimera was busy with his own affairs and had no mind to deal with them. After waiting for a long time, the man in Schwani found that his shark didn't reply at all, so he turned to sea. After leaving the combat state, he turned into the beautiful woman with a gentle face. At this time, he was looking at himself in a panic. The corner of the mouth of Xian, man smoke to smoke, say, still give you treatment first. Then he left with the shark. In the cave, Yunwu returns to it. Before he has time to say anything, he feels that the people around him treat him differently, especially the maid who makes herself do this and that all day. Miss Cloud Dance, this is specially prepared for you. If you have anything you don't like, you can tell me at any time. The maid stood respectfully in front of Yunwu and put a plate of zhugu on the table, flattering. Before she took the above order to let her do coolly, so she wanted to go into a way to let Yunwu do things. However, I didn't expect that the person who had ordered for so long could have such great ability to save his king from outsiders. It's incredible. I see. You step back. Cloud Dance Light said. The reactions of these people were all in her expectation, but what made her care more was the attitude of the Fire Beast King. After sitting in the room for a moment, the King of Fire Beast came in one after another with a group of human fire beasts. Yunwu didn't mean to get up, but just took a light look. All the fire beasts couldn't help but feel embarrassed. In the end, the King of Fire Beasts took the lead in speaking. Miss Cloud Dance, thank you for saving your life today. As soon as the Fire Beast King opened his mouth, he mentioned the help to the grace of saving lives. In fact, if it wasn't for Yunwu, how could the waterfall condensed by blue water elements come down? It's really a fatal danger for a fire beast like him. It's no exaggeration to say that it's life-saving. Cloud Dance looked at him, not moved, but said, just talk about it? The fire beasts looked at each other. Miss Cloud Dance, we didn't treat you well before. I didn't know that you were so strong. I thought you were just making trouble, so please forgive me for neglecting. A fire beast came forward, and in a few words, he got rid of everything. Cloud Dance sneers, don't know? Before that, when I competed with your captain, did no one tell me the news? The fire beasts were stunned, and then turned red. It's true that this statement is too reluctant. Many people saw the competition that day, but they said they didn't know for a moment. Everyone's eyes became a little guilty. Yunwu didn't wait to see them. He turned to the King of Fire and asked, I saved you. Should you help me? Fire Beast King alone, then inexplicably smiled for a while, said, but you hurt my family, so many lives can only save me today. Your people have come to embarrass me on purpose. They even want to eat me. I think I have been lenient. Besides, haven't you punished me for this for a long time? The punishment of Yunwu naturally refers to a few days of listening to people's instructions here. But hearing this in the ears of several fire beasts, they blamed them for treating her like that. However, the fire beasts were also very upset. They knew that this woman was powerful, but they didn't expect that she was even more powerful than the Fire Beast King. Originally, I expected the Fire Beast King to suppress her, or the medicine to persist for a period of time, but I didn't expect that the strength of the other party had recovered in just a few days. For a moment, all the fire beasts stopped talking. So, what does Miss Yunwu want to do? In the end, it was the Fire Beast King who first regained his sense. Looking at Yunwu, he asked carefully. Yunwu looked up at him and said, I'm looking for some friends. They may be lost around here. It's too much trouble for me to find it alone. As soon as Yunwu's words were finished, the Fire Beast King immediately understood what he should do and said, okay, I'll send someone to look for it. Then, before you find it, please ask Miss Yunwu to stay in the family. Yunwu frowned slightly. As soon as he wanted to retort, he heard another fire beast say, the man outside didn't go far, but went to heal his summoned beast. Maybe he will come back soon, and then he will trouble Miss Yunwu. Yunwu nodded, which was to deal with the matter. From that day on, this mission spread throughout the fire orcs. Find other people left in the volcano group and report back as soon as you find any trace. As soon as the task came out, the whole Fire Beast clan was busy for this task. Yunwu looked at the appearance of these people, nodded with satisfaction, and then continued to wait for the arrival of the man in black that day. Until that day, there was another report. King, The man came again and said that he wanted to fight with Miss Yunwu. If he agreed, he would give the baby to Miss Yunwu. If he lost, he would ask Miss Yunwu to take the king for the baby. The reporter took a careful look at Yunwu sitting beside him and said, "Cloud, dance a face, indifferent sit on the chair. Hear this words, can't help but show a sneer. Oh, you tell him that I don't want to compare with him to see if his baby is attractive to me." After hearing this, the fire beast turned his head and looked at the king of fire beast. Seeing that the other side also nodded, he turned and went out. Cloud Dance did not speak, still sitting there waiting for the results. After a while, the person who just went out came in again in a hurry and said to Yunwu, the man outside said that the baby he brought was the flower of rattan. With a bang, Yunwu clapped his hand on the table excitedly. Before anyone else could react, he rushed out directly, leaving the fire beasts in the cave staring at each other. King this. The fire beast carefully looked at the king of fire beast who was standing on one side and didn't speak, and found that there was no angry look on his face, so he was relieved. You're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.